Well, if you don't add yourself to the screen, it really makes things tougher to do. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks, Foxanne, and happy birthday. Appreciate y'all coming over. We got 14 people in. That's not too bad considering we're splitting people up. So I'll go through real quick on the old hellos. Doesn't look like we have too much going on just yet. So hey, Xanadu, my fishy friend, Nathan Hovey. Hey, Nader, what's going on? And then we got Shady Grady and Jeff Kane, Uncle Smiley, Miss Dee Dee, and Babs. Hey, Babs. Shane. I don't know what the spanking is all about, but okay. And, hey, Dix. What else we got here? John Z. Haven't seen you in a while, Mac. And oh, Mike and his long family shoal is here. Robert Reed. I think that's it for now. If I missed you, I apologize. Oh, Nano, I did miss you. It's because you're so little, Nano. So yeah, basically today, what I was kind of going to talk about is just how much it really just sucks to move your tanks around. So this project right here was last weekend, last Saturday, in fact. So a week ago tomorrow. I had to swap out. We're going to do this without showing you too much of the crap laying around. But so this tank, oh, it's too. That stand was just collapsing on itself. The weight of the tank was just smashing in the framework. It was crushing the top framework down onto the door, which was then putting pressure on the bottom framework. And I couldn't open them. They were just locked tight. So I couldn't get to my canister filters for, it was almost 5 years. So, you know, people who say, you can't go a year without cleaning them. You can, it's just not a real good idea. But I couldn't get to them because they were inside the cabinet, couldn't get into the cabinet, and they just kept running. I never really had a problem with them. And when, surprisingly enough, I dropped a video right now, basically. It should be up and running. What is it, 5 after? Yeah, so it dropped at 10 of me cleaning one of them. And it wasn't near as bad as I was thinking it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just horrific, you know? I mean, it was bad, don't get me wrong, but it was not as bad as I was expecting. So, yeah, I mean, they can, depending on which one you get, they can just keep on trucking. Whip has that fan going. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, it was, I'm in the basement, but it gets freaking hot down here. Probably all the fish tanks, but then we got Quirky is in the building, and Denny. Hey, Denny, good to see you, buddy. But yeah, that was then. All right, so that was part of it. So I had to empty this tank, which is a chore in itself. You know, it's a 210. It's heavy. It's got fish in it that I really don't want to lose. So I had to put, I separated the two big fish, the pike and the Oscar, put them in one bin, and then I put the smaller fish in a second bin, just so that there wasn't so much, bioload first of all, and second of all, aggression, possible aggression, and it worked out, but it was a challenge to say the least. And then you're working against the clock because you got to get all the stuff back in, and I wanted to fix the back because the back was just covered in goo, like a LG that I couldn't reach, because even at 6'5", I can't get, I can get about halfway down. Let's see if I can do it, like about to right here, where the fake grass is that's on the picture, because that's a printed picture, which you could see if the light was on, but I can't turn the light on until 5 o'clock tonight. But that's a whole another story. But anyway, yeah, it was just this blackish green goop. It wasn't really flowing or anything. It was just a gooey mess. So I cleaned that off, and I got the back hung again so that it wasn't sagging. And then while we were at it, because I went and got this 130-gallon tank probably over a month ago now. I'd have to look, but I would guess over a month. And it's a heavy son of a gun. You know, it's an older tank. It's so old that it's a 6-foot tank with no bracing. So they made them back. You know, back in the day, there was nothing across the top to keep them from bowing out. They just made them much sturdier, so they're heavier. And that sat in my truck for that whole time. That's the leaky 150. So that's the new guy. We got him all brought down. I filled it just to make sure it's going to hold water. And yeah, I kind of just hooked up a couple of the filters that were underneath this tank, because I didn't really feel like I needed 3 canisters on this. I just left the FX5 on there, and I took the 2 Marineland 360 something flow, mega flow, I think they are, and they're just on that one for now. I'm going to paint the back black. I did a poll sometime this week, and black was the overwhelming suggestion I should go, so that's what we're going to do. And then it's on to the next. I have to replace that one. I'm going to move. Oh, there's my fan. Gotta love that. Going to move this one. I'm going to move this to here. And then I got a 120 that's just a little shorter than this guy into here. That's set up in the back room. But, and then this one here, this is my community tank. You can see it's all stuffed in the corner. I'm going to make that a 90. It's a 75 currently. So, and it's got a blue background, but can you see the, terrible at finding this stuff, but right there's a huge place where the paint is peeled off, and then there's another one you can't see because the tank is in the way, the new tank. So yeah, there's still lots of projects. God dang it, might have to roast instead of eating my hair. What are your plans? Oh, just moved. Corky wants to know. Hey, QC, I missed you. And Melvin's here. I see I looked away from chat for 8 seconds and people snuck in on me. Hey, Melvin. Where'd it go? I know it was in here. QC was just dropping by to hit the like. Gonna go play yourself some bingo. I wish I was better at games. I'd get into that. What are your plans for the leaky one? Reseal, cut into a different shape? No, I'm just going to try to reseal it. My neighbor is the son of a man who owned his own glass shop for many, many years. And he has built many, many fish tanks. So I shot him a text the other day, and I said, because he hasn't been into it for, 10, 15 years now. I said, you got one more aquarium in you? I need to reseal it. And he goes, yeah, we should be able to do that. And then life got busy and I haven't followed up on it at all. So, but one of these days I'm going to have to get him over here and see if he can't reseal that for me. Because that's where my Africans are going to go. I'm going to do like an African not a biotope, no. Just a species specific to Africa fish tank. This is going to be South American. So I got a couple fish that probably have to come out of there. The convict for sure. That one is going to be when it gets to be the 150. It'll keep the same fish. It's just going to keep the Menaguense jaguar or cichlid in there. And then 120 will be. I take that back. I'm already screwing this up. The 120 is the African tank. This one, the 150, will be fish from Asia, which is a lot of area to cover. So I can probably put all kinds of different fish in there. And that might be more of a community tank too. Just because I like the barbs and I like a lot of that stuff. What else we got here? Anybody else new come in? Squatchy. What the? What I did? Vino's in the house. Hey, buddy. I'm not seeing too many questions. That's cool though. Yeah, that's a handy neighbor to have. You know it. Plus, he knows fish, so he can come over and feed him when I'm on vacation. I don't have a lot of stress when it comes to that, unless he's on vacation too, which happens every once in a while. Fish dreams. What's going on? Fan blowing your hair reminds me of Fabio. Yeah. If only I was as wealthy and pretty as Fabio. Chattanooga Ed is here. Hey, buddy.
I had to wait till you got down to the bottom of your chat.
I did just look that long ago. You couldn't have been on hold for too long.
Oh, I wasn't. I'm sorry, buddy.
It's okay. How you doing?
Pretty good. The fish from last night came out pretty good, except the tail. Now, like, this would be a happy mistake if it was a realistic tail, because look, it kind of sagged.
Oh, yeah.
But it looks realistic, but I was going for a statue. But man, I tell you what, this thing, I think it came out pretty cool.
It did. You didn't swap out, you didn't swap out the PVC.
No, I decided just to go with it. And you can see how it did get a little soft, but it actually is a better cave shape.
Yeah. Nice.
So I got to break it off the PVC still. But I like how the PVC like stand holder stuck on it.
Why do you got to break it off? Just to paint it?
Yeah. And I think this tube's a little too long. It's about 8 inches, and I think it should only be 6.
Yeah, I know nothing about that, so I'll just take your word on that.
Well, it's going to be a smaller pleco that uses that, so you don't want it to have to go
too deep in there. Yeah.
All the way to the back. You want to be able to see it.
Is that what they do? They go out as far back as it'll go?
Yeah, they're going to go to the back because they want to push those eggs all the way to the back to protect them. What? Nuts. I grabbed the wrong bag from Walmart.
Well, go get the right one. We're not going anywhere.
No, it's all right. Well, okay, because I really need my skin tones.
Yeah.
I wanted to paint Big Steve. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
It's okay. So resealing isn't too tough. Yeah, I've done it on smaller tanks. I don't know that I want to tangle with the 150. I mean, it's probably easier just because it's easier access and everything, but you really got to goop that stuff in there, I would imagine, especially on an older tank. This is Primetime Aquatics old tank, that I bought from him. And he said it was old when he sold it to me. So now, it's not getting any younger, clearly. So, that's a lot of water to have. Even if it's on the basement floor, it still sucks. So, and you'll all be shocked to hear that I did the 90-gallon water change upstairs before the show. I was doing that while listening to Roxy, and yep, overflowed it. I cannot do a water change without overflowing it these days. It's kind of a running joke. Volcanics, how are you doing? Volcanics? Volcanics? I'm sure it's one of those. Or not. And Scotty the Fish Freak is here. Hey, buddy. The Fishy Plumber. Morning. Morning, morning. Grab your coffee. Let's get tanked. So yeah, those were my. Hey, Babs, what's going on? Haven't seen you in a bit. Actually, you were probably in Steam Farms, weren't you? I think I saw you over there. Now that I think about it. Let's see. Lots of highs. This is Andy is back and saying hello. Yeah, it seems to be. It plagues me. It plagues me. I get doing other things. I was maybe 3 inches from the top, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go refill my med container, and yeah. Next thing I know, I walk back out and it's right to the top, and I thought I caught it in time, but nope, I got to the basement and it flooded all the way down. So you just drowned it in.
Yeah, it's in really hot water. I couldn't find the earth tones, so I'll paint suits black.
Well, all right.
I don't know what in the heck happened to them, unless maybe that bag ended up in my mom's sewing room or something, because it looked like crafts. I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Strange.
She said it for me. Oh yeah, I'm not going to call you Sadie just because I suck at remembering real names unless they're in the name of your channel. I was calling somebody Andrew yesterday, and his name wasn't Andrew. So I'm just going to stick with
His name wasn't Andrea?
Yeah, Andrew. Yeah, I was. There's a couple guys like Aquarium Daily, Aquarium. Oh crap! Now I forget their names. But there's like 3 or 4 different guys that start their name off with Aquarium, whatever. And for whatever reason, I always confuse uh, all the other guys with Andrew, Aquarium Daily.
There's Biz Wizzle.
Whizzle, man, you've been gone
He,
for a long while.
he was playing
Did you fall off my
uh
algorithm?
I think he fell off your algorithm because
Because I haven't seen
it
anything of him.
rotates. Because he's been playing Mad Max, and he started playing Mad Max last night, right before work this morning. And I was like, I really want to watch, but I really need sleep. Because that was like 6 in the morning.
You knucklehead. You didn't go to bed till 6 in the morning, and then you're up at
Well,
10
blame
or 11, I
XDo.
guess.
XDo talk to me.
That son of a gun. X dude, what are you doing? Don't be keeping my man up when he has to be up in the morning. Dang it, Whip. You've given me the overflow curse. I put about 10 gallons on the floor last night. Fortunately,
Oh,
an empty
10
20
gallons is a
long.
lot.
Oh, you overflowed a 20 by 10 gallons? Holy cow. Now that's a trick. 10 gallons. Holy cow. That is a lot of water to have on your floor. When I overflow, I usually catch it pretty quick. But you didn't hear it, I assume. There's that distinctive sound of water hitting a concrete floor that grabs my attention pretty fast.
Maybe it was on a carpeting floor.
Yeah, it could have been. It's carpet upstairs, which now that fish tank is up there. Good
Biz
morning. Good
Wizzle
morning.
says
Wisdom.
that it's the best game ever played.
Really?
And that's that Mad Max game. And okay, this is going to sound weird, but I used to enjoy watching my brother play some of those games because I wasn't any good at them, but I enjoyed watching the storyline. And that's one that I need to go back and watch all the storyline from all of his other videos because I really enjoy watching him play. It's pretty gross though, because He eats maggots out of corpses.
Oh, well, that's fun. Why would he eat corpses?
No, the maggots.
Oh,
He ate the maggots out of the corpses.
oh, that's almost the same thing with a
Yeah.
little bit more grossness to it. So, oh, that's why rugs only, not too bad. Down in another room, that's why he didn't hear it. Yeah, that's a rough go. Wendy, hey Wendy, I have
Aha!
to try.
I just popped your head off.
Oh man, I feel like I lost 10 pounds. I thought
Now
about getting
Skipper has
one
his
of
own
those
head.
water alarms for the floor. Yeah, right. What are they? Those ink birds or ink jets? No, not an ink jet. That's a printer. Inkbird, I think, right? Blackbird,
Inkbird.
something like
I
that.
think it's Inkbird.
So
Oh,
that wouldn't be a bad idea, actually, because I do it so often. It's almost comical now. I mean, people make fun of me, actively make fun of me because it happens often, like every second tank.
poor guy.
I know. I'm so easily distracted. Squirrel. So what are you doing? You gonna paint him up now, or do you have to do some prep work?
I don't know. I'm gonna just try the paint right on him and see what happens. Um, because I'd like to leave the black shirt black. I'm gonna just see if I think I'm gonna leave. Well, let's see. I could pull your hands off.
That doesn't sound fun.
Oh, he didn't want to watch me pull his hands off. I may have to put his hands in the hot water too. But right now, I've got Skipper's other head under the hot water. It's like I'm waterboarding these guys. Oh, Skipper's head popped right off. Okay.
See, I almost ended the stream by clicking buttons. Did you see that for a half a second there?
Yeah.
Um,
What?
I was trying to get myself off mute and stop cam, and I clicked us both off the stream.
Well, first I thought maybe he went link dead, and so I'd just take over. And then I came off.
Hey, doctor's here. Doctor Awesome. What's going on, bud? Hope you're
Awesome.
feeling a little better, and maybe your wife is on the mend, at least on the upward
Oh, is
swing.
she sick too?
Yeah, he said he got her sick on a stream either yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. Everything blends after like 4 or 5 hours for me. Who started the party without me? That would be me. I apologize. It's every day. It's every week at 10 o'clock Central. Every day. Every Friday. Still behind. You need one of those sensors that Jason has. Yes, I think. I don't know what that is, but I think that's probably the inkjet or the inkbird or the blackbird or whatever that is. What did we decide it was?
Inkbird.
Inkbird.
The only tank I seem to ever really overflow is my goldfish tank. And it's because it's not in the fish room. So when I'm doing it, I throw the stupid hose in there, and then I don't pay attention. I go do other stuff. And I do much bigger water changes in that tank. I do like a 50% water change instead of like a 20%
Mm-hmm.
because the goldfish are just so much dirtier.
Right.
And I've overflowed it a couple times.
That's the same with this one. I do roughly 50. Is that piece of blue tape? It is. If you see this was my marker for that's as far down as I wanted to take it. Because
Actually,
after that, it would break the seal on the canister filters that were under the tank, and they did not like to restart on their own. So if I took, so I took it down to here, and then I'd start refilling it at that point, but I would also keep it empty. So it would fill faster than it would empty. It was just a slow climb back up. So I figure maybe 60 to 70% water change every twice a week is what I was doing. Wednesdays and
Whoa.
Friday. Yeah, Wednesdays and Fridays. Or
Well, you're
Saturday.
a lot better man than me. I've never do double duty, like
So
twice in a week.
yeah,
But
I do most of them on
maybe I
Saturday,
should.
but this one, it was. I mean, he's got ammonia scarring on his nose,
No.
on the nasal passages, just because they're like goldfish. They're really dirty. The ammonia in that, or not the ammonia, the nitrates go up so fast.
I'm probably going to have to put them in a bigger tank here soon. I don't
Right?
know. They're about this big, and they're in a 55 to themselves. Oh, my dad was just in here. My dad came in and told me that he was home.
Is he out driving around already?
I don't know where he went. He must have ran out, maybe to get something. I don't know what he
Well,
did,
he
but he
must be
ran
doing
out.
pretty
Maybe he
good
had
then.
post office run or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Dr. Awesome says they're doing better. He's just a little nauseated today. Man, I remember I got that COVID like 3 times, and the last time, none of them were bad, but the last time was probably the worst. And that was the thing on that last one, getting over the nausea at the tail end of it. That was because I like to eat. The temp controllers from Gemco are way better, but they cost 3 times as much. The temp controllers. How would
Oh,
that
is that
work
what
with
an Inkbird is? Does that Inkbirds might be what turns off your heater?
oh, you know
If your
what?
heater, it lets you know if your heater's turned off or getting too
You're
hot, and it'll.
you're right.
There you are. Look at
Here I
that.
am. Here I
Now I just got
am.
to add some hair to you. You're going to be the smoothest guy in town.
Merrick is here. Hey, bud.
Merrick's freaking awesome.
He is, and it's probably the middle of the night or something over there.
Oh, I thought he lived in like Washington D.C.
Maybe he does. Once again,
Mer-
my memory skills are poor, so I thought he was.
What?
I thought
He's
he was
Czech.
the one that was over in UK though. Uncle Smiley says,
Oh,
"Oh, he was just saying hi." Uh, we got
Merrick, where do
Shady
you
Great
live?
Whip. I sent you the Amazon link for the water alarm on Facebook Messenger a month ago. It is still there. Really? My Facebooking has dropped so drastically. I almost never get on there anymore. And it's no political crap like a lot of you guys. I mean, it's not. I have no issues with Facebook. I just
I don't get political stuff. I remember there was an election that I was like, please, guys, I don't want to hear political stuff because people get so mean. And I
right,
was
yeah.
like,
And what little I do
I,
see, I just scroll right past. It's not like I have to read it, so I just keep moving. Let's see if I can see what he said. Did you know Mike Brown from bottom of the chat is in town, Chicago, right now, doing stuff with his wife. She's
oh, for
in a
Aquashella?
pageant. No. He's like 20 minutes from Aquashella, and he's not going to be able to go because he's his wife has a thing where it's a pageant of some kind where she's performing and doing stuff like that.
Well, I don't know if I'm going back to Aquashella or not.
Did they break off communications with you or what?
Well, it's with Rob, and it's not that he broke off communications. He's just such a busy guy. But he said that he really wanted to make sure I got to Daytona because I don't think he had enough time to get things done for what the YouTubers are supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm
So I
sure
know,
that's partly it.
yeah. But I also, I told him my beef and said, what my beef was. How I think one guy just doesn't like me, and now he's the GM.
Yeah.
And he guaranteed that he would never even talk to me because we're like separate. So I don't think it's that. I think it's just a lack of time. And he just, he basically called me 3 weeks before Aquashella was gonna start. Is my no, my glasses aren't on my head. Did anybody see where I put my glasses?
Let me get back. I wasn't watching either. I didn't even realize if you had them on when you started the show.
I know I did because I had put them down. Okay, I'll be right back. I got to get
Well,
my glasses. Maybe I
those
put
are
them
important.
down in the kitchen.
Bashing Wind, I have one of those liquid floor alarms. I swiped it. I swiped it while visiting. Oh, the old age home. The only problem is when I have a leak on the floor, it goes off in the home. Yeah, well, that's a problem. They're probably all looking around for it. Oh my God. Oh my bad. Not oh my God. Oh my bad. You were talking about the water alarms. Yes, sir. Yeah, that because we keep overflowing the dang tanks. And Quirky says, Whip, they sell spill sensor alarm kits near the water heaters at the hardware store too. Really?
They were right here. They were right on my shirt.
See, that's me not paying attention. Somebody probably said it, and I'm not far enough down to see it yet. Xanu says, glad your dad's feeling better. Scotty says, Jason
Oh,
has a
thanks.
sensor that is uh, meant for the blind to let you know when your container is full. Quirky says, I've seen ones for under the sink too. Hey, depth charge is in the house. Hey, buddy. Hey, Whip. Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Yep.
Hey,
Most
depth
people
charge.
are working.
Merrick
Most
said
normal
that he's
people are.
in Wyoming.
Wyoming. So I wonder who I was thinking of because I know there's somebody in the UK that has a similar name.
Well, Merrick is a Czech.
Amazon has those water alarms. I found one on Amazon years back from Dee Dee. Years back. Oh, that's nifty, Scotty. Nifty. He used a word nifty. I've had to snooze some folks 30 days at a time due to their political posts. Yeah, see, I just scroll past. I did that for a little while, and then I'm like, you know what? It's their page. They can post whatever they want. I don't have to read it. That's the
Well,
difference. So
my problem is mostly just between me and my sister-in-law. And she puts up things that are just complete and utter lies. And so I say, that's not true. And then she's like, what do you mean? And then I give her the fact, and then she cries. And then my brother says, could you please stop talking to Ann on Facebook? And I said, that's
Jeez.
fine. But like, she literally did one that was something about how white men are the reason why there's racists in America. And I was like, that's not true. Or it was like, and you do realize you're married to a white man. Or it was something very negative towards all white men because it said all white men. And like Tim said every one of his friends commented on it and made her cry. I mean, I was being nice too on that one. I was just like, do you think I'm a racist?
Yeah.
I'm a
Look, I
white guy.
mean, if you're gonna post stuff like that, I mean, it's whether it's 100% accurate or not. If you're gonna post stuff like that, you are gonna get pushback from the other side, and you better have skin that's thick enough to take it, and have some documentation if you want to back it up, not just something you found on Facebook that sounded good to you. Because I've
Yeah.
done that. I've done that plenty of times where I found out something I posted was complete crap.
Well, and my this is my opinion. I think America is actually not very racist at all. If you compare it to other parts of the world, I mean, other than our press always saying that we're racist, I think that we actually all pretty much like each other a lot better than other countries.
I wouldn't
But
know. I've never
I'm
been to
not
any
going
other.
political. I'm sorry.
Hey, Adele's here. Adele makes my lives, and I almost never make hers. I mean, of course, she does it in the middle of the night for 4 hours. So I just commented on one of her lives. She went 4+ hours. I'm like, wow, that is a long stream. There
Well,
would be a lot of
and
staring off into space if I went that long.
I play like
And she
YouTube
answered
at
you.
night.
She said they're on your shirt, Ed.
What's that?
She said they're on your shirt, Ed.
Ah,
So
nice job.
had we been down at the bottom of the chat, we would have seen that.
Well, I sometimes I have a really hard time going to sleep. And it's not just because I spent half my life up at night, but I have a heart a metal thing in my heart that goes tick 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 tick, and it vibrates through my bones, and I can hear it in my ear, and it sounds like I have an alarm clock stuck in my throat, is what I tell them. But they say it's going up the back of my spine, the ticking, and so I have a hard time sometimes going to sleep. Well, a lot of times. So I listen to a lot of thunderstorms and things like that, but sometimes I'll like put on like Adele's show and try to hope that she drowns out my ticking. But then the problem when I do that, or June, sometimes I get entertained and I start listening
Yeah,
to that instead of
that
going
would
to
be the
sleep.
problem. Yeah. Dee Dee says that smooth move they pulled, set in stone for her, that she has no interest whatsoever in going to a Shella. Yeah, I go just because, I mean, I'm going to go tomorrow just because there are YouTubers there, and they're going to get my money because they're not doing the creator booth thing so much anymore, unless you're a
Well,
huge YouTuber.
they they may try, and uh you're going in for free, right?
No, I'm going to end up paying $80.
No. Let me call Rob today. Have you bought your ticket already?
Not yet, no. I did
I'll
shoot a
call Rob.
email to Sean, not an email. He's the one that you have an issue with, right?
No, I like Sean a lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Jason
But
told me to get in
Sean's
touch
too
with
busy.
Sean.
It's Rob. Rob wants to bring it back to how it used to be, where it was all about the small YouTubers and stuff and all YouTubers. Now he might be kicking this off in Daytona in a couple of months instead of Chicago. But I think I could probably ask him to get you in, no problem. Jason should be able to do that too. But
I don't think Jason
well,
likes to push the boundaries. He's not
yeah.
you know what I mean? He's pretty much by the book kind of guy, which is fine. I mean,
Well,
that's not
and
a
Rob's
criticism.
the
It just
boss.
is.
It's better to talk to the boss anyway. But
Sure. I thought Sean was the boss.
well, Sean is half owner, but he's hired all these other people to do work for him. So he has the big boss is Adam, because he's the general manager. I don't think Adam likes me. I mean, He's just said lots of snarky things and did some poopy things to me. And so I was like, I'm never going back to Aquashella if he's in charge of my financials, because I don't get paid reimbursed, and I'm not
Right.
gonna pay to put on their show, you
Right.
know. And I didn't ask for the money back that I've lost, you know, because it's like bygones be bygones. But you know, I still gave them what I need and stuff, and I need my room and gas to be able to afford to go to these things and work for them.
And
I'll be honest.
free passage in,
I,
right? You don't want to be dropping
yeah.
$80 or whatever it is now. It's probably
Well,
way more than $80 now.
I'm working for them, so I mean, I get like the workers badge, but there still should be a YouTuber badge that they used to do. But maybe, see, Adam didn't care for the YouTubers. He was on the side that he, before the old general manager got fired, he was in charge of the, like, all the booths and all that money stuff, and he probably looked at us as a major sinkhole, you know, just something absorbing his profits. So, but like when I was doing my walkthrough, and because I do like a walkthrough before the show starts each day of Aquashella, and I gets about 1,000 views, so it's pretty good, you know.
Right.
He stood in front of one of the tables and yelled at a lady for having her table an inch off, and he did that just because I was videotaping it, and he probably didn't even realize I was video or live streaming. He was hoping to just mess up my video I was doing.
Right. Well,
But
that's
he did it during a
unfortunate.
live stream.
Well, Dr. Awesome says he doesn't like you either because you still have his guppies.
It might become, no, I don't. They're just my guppies now.
You're right, right. You keep razzing me about it. Happens to the best of them, Doc. Then Xanadu said, "They're on your shirt collar," and then Adele screamed, "They're on your shirt collar!" And then I'm not sure who he was talking about, but he called Dr. Awesome called somebody a bozo, probably Adam.
Well, I even looked on my head and my shirt from the camera, but you know, it's all blurry.
Yeah, right.
So I didn't see him.
And then Dee Dee says, "Windy, now everybody's going to know every time you pee on the floor." Hey, that's looking good.
It really is. It's like a kind of a rubber coating. So I was thinking it might really take paint well. I'm still going to give it a second coat and before I spray it. But man. And you see, Dr. Anthony, he's going to be so easy to do. I might paint his legs black so he looks a little tougher, but otherwise, all I have to do is give him a goatee.
Now, who is this? I can't. It's a little blurry, either on my screen or my eyes. I don't know which.
This is Dr. Anthony.
Oh, Dr. Anthony, sure.
Look, he even has glasses on. And I'll give him a goatee and a chrome dome.
Well, he's got the chrome dome.
But I think I'm going to do away with the blue pants, because I don't think Dr. Anthony would wear blue pants.
He might.
I don't know.
Dr.
He
Anthony seems like a man of the people.
I think he seems too professional for blue pants.
Passing Wind says, Coro, Generation Police just sent you a ticket in infraction of the proper use of the word nifty.
You want me to? I'll text him right now if you want.
Sure. While we're thinking about it, my afternoon meeting has been canceled. Are we playing? Scotty really wants to play some D&D tonight. Q's Aquatics. Hey, Susie made it. Lurking here. You don't have to lurk. Come on in. Are you a mod? Now that you're here, you should totally be a mod. even if you don't show up very often. Hold, please. Hopefully the volume isn't up on this. Jorge's here. Outside In is here. Or is this an old one? It says waiting for Whip. Killer Kitty's here.
Killer Kitty.
Lumbadog.
That was my homage to 70s rock or 80 rock bands. Because she loves 80s rock bands.
I did not know that. Are you just pulling my leg, or does she really love 80s rock bands?
Dude, she's like so into the hair bands.
Well,
I think that's why she likes you.
Fishymon showed up even. Ed said duty. Oh, no, I don't see Miss Susie Q. She's got to be in here. Maybe it's because I'm so far behind. No? I just missed her. She's here. I know it. Hold, please. You're still holding.
I probably shouldn't be texting and then you doing whatever you're doing
Yeah, I probably should.
as we're doing a
Stuart-
live stream because this
Stuart
is
Ann's
terrible.
here.
We just got our heads down.
I found her, though. Channel activity. Add as a moderator. You betcha. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do. She's even going to be a managing moderator because, damn it, she's Susie Q.
Susie Q is really cool. She likes to make little things. Okay.
Oh, Susie. So,
Oh, Susie.
Q.
Sorry.
The
What
only way to
song was
be.
it?
Oh, we're going to move past that. I'll let people read it, but
I love you. Don't you want me true and blue? Susie, a Susie Q. That's like from the 50s or the 60s. I haven't heard that song in like 40 years.
And yet I hear it in my head every time I see her name.
Oh.
You know,
before
you
you
know
did
how like
that
some
one,
people get the Wayne's World song stuck in their head when they see my name. I see that people mention that all the time. That's why I say, hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Ed, are you adding real hair to that action figure?
No, I'm gonna use this stuff called green stuff. It's an epoxy clay that you mix. It's like blue and yellow, and you mix it together, and it makes a green clay. But it hardens after like an hour, and it's just great for,
I mean,
like making accessories.
I'm willing to sacrifice, some of my hair if you need it.
No, that's okay.
I'm
If you
kidding,
do,
though.
I'll end up gluing it all to one side and making you look weird.
Killer Kitty, what time do you think you'll be home? That seems like a personal question, Scotty. But I know why. I know why you're asking, D&D boy. Did Xanadu ever say he'd be willing to even D&D because or DM? Because if he doesn't DM, we don't have a game. Hey Whip, I'll be there tomorrow. Well, keep a look for me. If you see this guy right here, come say hi. I'm always looking to say hi to new people. I ain't scared. Major Sinkhole. That was my nickname in high school from Dr. Anthony. If I skip you, just repeat yourself because I kind of jumped down a little bit. Aquashella never should have tried catering to YouTubers. They're a corporate hobnobbing trade show, and to pretend otherwise is where all the issues come from. Perhaps, but it isn't. It wasn't. Quirky. I mean, I don't know if you've gone, but it is in a sense where a lot of the major corporations are there and they're all, showing off what they've got. But a lot of the bigger ones weren't even allowed to sell. They were only allowed to display and show people what they had coming out. It was the smaller ones that got to sell their wares. They weren't squeezing out the little guy for the most part.
Nathan, I'll get right back to your Pleco cave in a minute. I just want to handle the corals for a second. And I totally understand what he's saying because it is the biggest fish convention. Mm-hmm. But Aquashella originally was such a small thing. It was a whole bunch of YouTubers that got together and hung out in a hall, where a wedding reception hall. And they said they had the YouTubers on one side and they had a craft fair going on the other side. So it was actually started, and half of it is still owned by George, the YouTuber that's now such a big, he's like 3.5 million subs. I can't think of what his name is, but him, Corey, I think Fish Tank Barn, probably Rob from Flips. Those guys were all there at the original event. And it is, as a YouTuber, it's really not, well, it used to be really nice because it was a lot of fun because the YouTubers all got to hang out together and then meet the fans. And I would say 80% of the YouTubers were really cool and like actually took advantage of it and would hang out. And like Lisa from KG Tropicals, every person that comes up to shake her hand, she asks and gets a picture with them. So, people take photos with her, but she actually gets them with them so she can remember them. And, she's just fantastic of a human being.
Who is this?
It's really neat to Lisa.
So right.
It's really neat to see how cool they are. And John from KG Tropicals, I met him through it. And John kind of seems a little uptight sometimes on his show, but in real life, he's a wonderful, cool guy. He's a really neat guy. And I don't mean to say that he's an uptight guy, but, people get that impression that he's a no-nonsense, I got to get this sound just right because I don't want to echo and stuff. But he's actually a really fun guy.
He is. I've hung out with him,
nice.
on personal time several times now. So I can verify that.
Jason and Joanna, these are the people that I worked with because they tried to hire, I think, the nicer people. I shouldn't have said that because that was me too. But Jason, I would hang out with him probably for I hung out with all these guys for almost 3 years. Every Monday. And Jason is as true as you can be. Super nice guy.
Super
Rob
nice guy.
is just a wonderful guy.
Rob, you're talking the guy from Flip?
Yep.
He's
so busy.
He just came across, he's never been anything but nice. But when I listen to him talk, he comes across as kind of how you were describing John. Whereas I'm like, that guy, he's got no time for anybody. He's just got he's got his gig to do and he's doing it and that's all. But so it's good to hear that he is a regular guy too. Just probably just super busy.
Oh my gosh, Taylor, what's Taylor's Betta's name? What Taylor? I can't think of what her channel's name is. She is super awesome, wonderful person. She Susie Q is super awesome. We do have a couple YouTubers that show up and they walk into the autograph booth and hangout booth for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then they go and they basically pretend like Simply Betta. Thank you so much, Dee. But they basically just use it as a vacation because if they're over, well, they have special numbers. And if you're at a certain number, it used to be anybody with a channel got in with a creator's pass. And then if you had so many more, they would pay your way. And then if you were even bigger, they'd pay for your room and your way, or maybe it was their room and they had to get their way. I don't know. I was never that big, and I was part of them too. So, but um, so that I don't. It's that, and then they used to give us dinners and stuff, and we'd all get
Yeah,
to hang out
not
together
that
and write
long
stuff.
ago.
But yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's all
just
because
the last Chicago Aquashella, not this one, but they skipped a year and then the one before that. Um, I mean, they brought me in. I probably only had like 200 or 300 subs, and they let me come in. They gave me a spot at the table. I got to meet people. I signed autographs. I signed autographs. uh, I got to go to the dinner. They paid for my dinner. I got to sit with John and Lisa and Jason and Joanna. I don't remember you being there. You must have been off on your own little clique at the time, because that was, I think, yeah, because that was the last one I think that.
I was
Uh,
working the whole time. I ran
well,
nothing but
this was at night.
the
This was at
show.
night for that dinner. So maybe you were working past dinner. You know how they did that
No.
appreciation thing, that
Oh,
Friday
was that
night dinner? That it
Oh,
was
was that
before
at the Mexican place?
um that was the second time, right? Yeah, yeah, that was the second time. That was the second night. You were
Oh,
there. I remember you being there. The first time was the YouTube. It was right upstairs in the bar, and all the YouTubers were up there, and they had like a buffet style thing going on. And yeah, that's the first time I met. It's not the first time. It's the first time I met socially with another Sharpie, not the Sharpie from the UK.
oh no, that I remember that. And they had the little sliders.
Yeah,
Well,
all different kinds of meat. Yeah.
I I let a lot of people in before me, and I just shook hands outside, where the piano was. And I did a lot of just talking and telling people where to go. And then when it looked like everybody was in there, that's when I went in to eat. And I sat with a cool guy from Brazil who was a fan that had come, and he's sitting here with me talking to me excited. And I'm like, you know what? Because Corey was right behind us, and Corey was so cool. He saved me a spot to sit at his table. And I said, you know what? But I saw this guy from Brazil by himself. So that's why I sat down and started talking to him instead of sitting with those guys. I took him over and I had him sit in my spot. So he was able to talk and hear Corey and all those people that were at his table.
All
And
the big tubers. Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, but I guess I was kind of in host mode. But yeah, and then I gave my table up. I think I ended up eating sliders standing. But yeah, I remember that now. Oh,
Volcanic says D&D. I didn't know y'all played, and
oh,
then
jeepers.
he agreed with Coro, saying yeah, they probably needed the word to be spread free for them to know that they don't. You know what I said. That's sad. Yeah, but I mean, honest to God, I mean, I didn't find, other than the overall size of Aquashella, to be any different than any of the other shows. Like what's the one up there with that for Scotty? I'm drawing a blank. Clash, the
Oh,
Clash.
the Clash.
Um, it's
Well,
just way bigger. It's just way bigger. They have a lot of the
yeah.
same vendors. They have a lot of the same YouTubers. You get to hang out with people. The show gets closes at the end of the day, and then you spend the whole night hanging out with people that you want to hang out with, meaning the other YouTubers. You don't have to be on your best behavior necessarily in front of people you don't know. You could sing till 3 o'clock in the morning in the lobby of the hotel. That probably wouldn't have played well at the convention center, but yeah,
Okay.
I mean, and the dinners and everything that they were doing, and then your guy Adam threw a huge wrench into that, and it hasn't been the same since, from what I heard.
I sent your text.
Okay, thank you.
So he's probably because well, I don't know how much they're actually doing with the YouTuber biz. Normally on Friday and Thursday and Friday, I'm in my car driving around getting stuff that was forgotten for the show. Like I'm
Right.
getting markers, paper, candy, all the stuff. And without me there, he's probably got to do it all himself. So he might be out running this whole time. I don't know. But I told him that you're on my show and a co-host on my show, and that you're a mod on Jason and John's show. So, and then if anything, we'll text John here. If I don't get a response from him today, I'll text John because they don't say no to John.
I got it. I got it, Shady. I see it, and now I see it from the. No, I don't. Unless that's old. Yeah. Nope. I didn't see it from the first time you did it, but I see it now. The alarm.
But now you see, I love the Clash. The Clash. Well, I get to have fun at the Clash because I work kind of the whole time at Aquashella when I used to do Aquashella. Basically, there was times where I never even got to look at the show, because I was just going.
Yeah,
But
you were a man on a mission most of that. But even at the Clash, that first year that I came, I saw you for about 15 minutes that whole weekend. And that was when you came
well,
in, you dropped off your guppies at the table, and then you left again.
I was probably aquascaping the whole time.
You might have been. I'm not saying you weren't there. I'm just saying you were busy. So I mean, even at the smaller events, you're a busy fella.
Yeah, but I tell you, the
Hey,
going back
Bandy.
to that though, is the Clash is so much fun. It's so much more intimate because it's a club organized event, and so you're getting Aquashella. I think it has a great purpose because it gets kids into the hobby. Our country has about 11, well, I've heard between 7 to 11 million people have fish tanks in our country, which is like barely over 3% of Americans have fish tanks. And in Europe and Asia, it is way higher, super higher. And I think a lot of that's because of box stores don't teach people how to do it. They just sell them the stuff. They take $300 from the people, they set up their tank and everything dies. And they're like, I just wasted $300.
Right.
But Aquashella is a thing that's helping new people see new things, learn different techniques, and meet people that'll help them be more successful. And it gets kids, because there's a lot of kids that go to Aquashella.
A
And
lot of
you
kids.
don't,
Yeah.
you, I mean, probably 20% of the people are, well, maybe not 20, 15% of the people are kids out of 40,000 people that might walk through there. But like at the Clash, I don't know, was there any kids?
Just there were kids walking through, but not like. Well, I mean, it's us. You can't really compare the two because I mean
Yeah.
the size
Well,
difference is just enormous. I mean, Scotty could probably tell you how many people what came through the door, but I mean, it's a fraction of what Aquashella draws.
but
So
but you see, the thing is though, is the Clash is a club event. So
right,
these are all
right.
people that know a lot about fish. And like Coro knows a lot about fish. But he would probably enjoy the Clash a lot more than a beginner would.
Horo knows about a lot of things.
He does.
He's very well rounded.
And I wish he could play D&D with us again because he was a really
Volcanic
fun monk.
says she wants to meet Joanna. She seems so chill.
Oh, Joanna's amazing.
She is amazing. She is just salt of the earth. On they both have Harleys, and they invited me to go along. I don't know, a half dozen times now with them on different rides, and they are just great people. I mean, they are exactly who you see on I mean, they don't change at all. Like some of the YouTubers kind of try to clean up their language a little bit, so they're not cursing on the YouTube. But when you get them on the side, F-bombs will fly. But they
I
are not
probably
like.
cuss more on YouTube.
You're doing it
I don't
wrong, Ed.
mean
You're doing it wrong. And then
Oh
she also
well.
likes Serpent Design. Serpent Design, he seems like a really good dude.
Oh,
I've never met him though. I've never met him.
he is so cool. Who was I with? I was this. It was in the Orlando one, and I sat down at a table to eat steak, and I was with maybe it was. I don't think it was just me and John from KG because all the other tables were packed. Well, there was like one or two spots at all the other tables. I'm trying to remember who was I next to.
Was
Darn
it
it!
James? Were you with James?
No, he was with a different table. Um,
Were you with Susie and cutting her meat?
nope, that was in Chicago. I was with somebody, maybe it was Ryan from Ryan's Fish Tanks. I don't know. It was somebody that I liked. It almost came to me. Oh, it was I think it was Ben Ochart. I was with Ben Ochart, I believe.
Oh,
And
another
Serpa,
really, really great dude. I mean,
yeah.
again, he's the
Oh,
same dude on and off the camera.
he is so professional because like my job at Aquashell is to run the videos. And I only talk when they don't know when to talk or what to say. And 90% of all YouTubers are video YouTubers, not like what Whip and I are doing, live streamers.
Right.
So basically, I just come up with lots of questions and I keep them talking and stuff. But Ochart, he went up there by himself because normally I'd have to find three people that felt comfortable enough to talk to each other and hang out and talk because a lot of YouTubers don't like live streams. Like, last night we had Sean Peck on, and Sean is not a YouTuber. Many times, or not, he's definitely a YouTuber. He's not a live streamer. And he's told me many times that he'd like to learn how to do it and get more into it, because it's the best way to meet the people. I mean, otherwise you never meet awesome Nathan. So,
Did you read
but
that question by
so
chance?
from Nathan, oh, do y'all think a 5-gallon cube is small or too small to hold 7 to 8 guppies for a monthish? Not at all.
I didn't think so either, but I didn't want to answer that because that's outside my realm of keeping.
I have a row of 5-gallon small tanks, and I grow my fry out up there because it's on the top really high, and so it's about 79 degrees because the hotter it is in the room. And so you put your fry in there and you'll grow your fry quicker. But I normally don't take them out until they're about, adult size. And I'll fish out probably 10 or 15, a whole drop. Some maybe 20 sometimes. But I might take them out. If there's too many in there, I'd probably take them out earlier. But yeah. I think you'll be fine. I do keep like some type of plants in them all though.
Yeah, try
I
to keep
always
the nitrates down.
Yeah, I keep guppy grass or uh something in there that'll
Absolutely,
I
Dee. That's 100%. Don't let outside factors decide for you. Go to one and see what you think. If you hate it, you hate it. If you love it, you love it.
yeah. But don't buy a plane ticket if you think you're hesitant. Wait till it's in a situation that you don't have to spend $500 because then you'll go into it a lot better mentality probably.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. If you're dropping at $500 to $1,000, on hotel stays and travel and all that, and you're not 100% sure you're even going to like it, I would definitely wait until a better opportunity comes around. It's amazing how often things line up. Like I almost went to the Aquashella Daytona last year because I was in Florida at the same time. I mean, I was arriving in Florida that same weekend, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go.
Oh, that's right.
And then we
That
ended up
was the one that I.
we borrowed my kid's van that had 250,000 miles on it, and I'm like, we were on the wrong side of the state. It would have been about roughly a 5 hour trip, and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to drive drive this thing 5 hours away.
That was the one that I got let
Yep.
go on.
That was the one that catalyst where you're at now.
But yeah. So, but I'll be honest that the one in Dallas before really stunk. Adam sold our YouTuber booth that we'd planned for 6 months to do things. I brought all these games and drinks, and when I say drinks, I mean water and pop and candy and all this stuff down. I put it in the back of my truck and I drive it down because I get it at Sam's, so it's a better deal. And we get there and they tell us, oh, those 3 tables are where you guys are going to sit. So if it's a situation in this year in Chicago where there's only 3 tables, maybe they won't give out any, badges. I don't know.
Right, and that could very well be. I know Jason's got his own booth. John isn't even John and Lisa. They're not even going. They were going to get a booth, but now they're not going.
You know what? They may not be doing anything for this one then. Kasha is going to be there.
Yeah.
So you'll
I
see
think she's
Kasha
going to
and
share.
Banana.
I think she's sharing a booth with. Oh, and then wifey confirms that you were there. I'm still way behind, so.
Thank you. Crystal, you're awesome. And Crystal, tell me if you think your man looks good in all black. That looks a lot better than all brown, didn't it?
Yeah, that's way better. I look cool.
Yeah.
So you know it's fake. She called me a pain or a pone. He was there, you pain. He was there. I'm like, okay. Don't yell at me on my own live stream. Yeah, I don't think we're trying to start boycott Aquashella so much as temper expectations. Passing, but do whatever you want. We ain't the boss of you. And Dee Dee said hi to my wife. Adam McReynolds, Captain McReynolds, how are you? I hope you're going.
And
I hope to see you at Aquashella.
Yeah, but I mean, I could have bashed Aquashella a whole lot, but it's really only one guy that.
Right.
And
change
they
that
were
they
so
implemented.
good. Yeah, I mean, they were so good to us for so long. Oh, that's not my water. This is my water.
Dr. Anthony says we should go to Fishtoberfest. Man, that's the wrong side of the country, pal.
I would love so much to go to Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
But the problem is I've got the Clash in October. It sounds like they want me in Daytona in, I think, October for Aquashella, and then I'll go back to the OCA the first week in November. So there's going to be a lot of driving, or 3 events within a month that I'm going to be going to, and I'm not doing anything else this whole year.
Is that just for time purposes or because resources? I know I can't do a ton of them just because
No, it's
I'll be broke.
Well, Oinky and I were going to go to the Aquatic Expo in, gosh, what's it? South Carolina's biggest city, Charlotte. We were going to go there, but Wanky had a thing that came up, and I didn't want to go without her. So I canceled that. And then we looked at going to that one in Connecticut, but it was just way too expensive. That was just so expensive. And what messed, I wanted to go to the plant show, and it was the same weekend as the one in Connecticut. And the whole time I was looking at the one in Connecticut, and I totally, oh, North Carolina. I'm sorry, Dee Dee.
Hey, Mike.
And that's probably the biggest expo to me, Dee Dee. So that's why I was just thinking it would be even closer if I didn't have mountains to go through. For me, it's like straight that direction to get to Charlotte, but I either have to drive up and north into Knoxville and down, or south to Atlanta and up to get to Charlotte.
Yeah, and
So
I know where you were at. Now that I have property down there, there's no such thing as a straight line anywhere down there. So what should take 15, 20 minutes takes an hour.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bob Kaler lives 22 and a half miles from me, and it takes me about 50 minutes to 55 minutes to get to his house. So, yep,
And I
that's
totally
the problem
read
with
that
living
wrong.
in the mountains, even though
I
they're
thought
old crappy mountains.
I read that totally wrong. I thought he was saying there was 500 grand, meaning 500,000 people. I'm like, yeah, oh, Scotty, you liar. But no, grand total. I got it. It took me half a second, but it's only 500 people.
And I tell you, I think one of my favorite things of the Clash last year was going to that wing bar at the end of the, because there's hardly any places to eat there. And there's this bar that's like kind of a biker bar down at the end, like about a mile walk.
Yeah, I ate there like twice.
I ate there, I think, 3 times.
Wow.
I had a great time there. The casino
Yep.
really sucks.
Oh, I
The
did not even
casino's
go over there.
geriatric. Everybody there is like 80 plus working. And I took my mom and dad there to watch the Chiefs game two years ago, because my dad and we got to watch the Chiefs game somewhere. So we went to the casino to watch it. And you know how casinos will say, I don't know, Whips World just won $50,000 at the round table in the left lounge bar or something. This old lady gets on there and says, Michael Douglas just won $12,000 on the roulette table in corner 82B. And my mom's like, is this bingo night or geriatric casino? It was so funny. And even our waitress was a old lady. And it took her, and we felt so bad having her bring us stuff because it looked like she was walking our food to us so slow.
Captain McReynolds says unfortunately he'll not be attending the Clash this year as planned. Too many unfortunate happenings this year to where I can't afford it. But fingers crossed for next year. Now, Mr. McReynolds, are you're there's 2 of you that I call captain. There's Adam McReynolds, and then there's actually somebody who named their channel Malcolm Reynolds. And I always forget which one of you is in Chicago area. So, but I thought it was you. Pretty sure it was you. No, maybe. I might not be going to the Clash this year myself, just because our contract is up, and I don't know if I'll even have a job come January. So that's going to be a last minute decision. If we know by then, I will definitely get tickets. But if we don't, I mean, I reserved the room just in case it's something that is.
Yeah, that's a
feasible.
wasp I was swinging at.
Don't swing at the wasps; they bite back.
Well, I know a guy that hires people for the Tennessee electric power plant stuff down here. So if you ever have to find a job, doing what you do, let me know and I'll ask him if there's any openings, because that would be pretty awesome.
Right. We sat and talked. Now, Pet Tech, Sean, that was the first time I've talked to him, face to face kind of. I've talked to him on the chat, from time to time, or left comments in one of his videos, but I've never really had any real
I'm
conversation
painting
with him.
Skipper. Skipper's
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
got to
in
get him
black.
out of that white.
But I'm gonna leave the white shoe things.
Cool. And yeah, he was awesome last night. And then I sat and
We
talked
talked way too long.
with Mike um, from Fish Tank Barn. That dude is awesome too.
Oh, Mike's wonderful. I went to Miami with Mike because 75, he lives like at the top in Detroit at 75. He takes 75 all the way to basically to Miami. And 75 is like 20 minutes from my house. So I met him at the ice cream barn. I took a picture of him. I took a picture of the fish tank barn next to the ice cream barn. But they were closed. I wanted to buy him some ice cream. Ah, crap.
Crap.
I just got, well, I think I'll make the tie black anyway. I got some black on that light blue tie, but we're going to paint that tie black.
Yeah, light blue doesn't go with a black suit.
Not with a mafia guy.
No, maybe red if you wanted to do one color or another. I should be done with it. Done a video on the newscape. Nathan, I could have videoed my whole this tank. I took some pictures and turned it into a video that dropped today. But I should have just done the whole damn thing. I just don't know if anybody's really that interested in watching the slow process of emptying the tank, pulling everything out, moving the tank, moving the stand, putting the tank back. It just seems like,
You know
would.
what? If you can just set up a camera and do it anyway, do it and make it, then go back and put it on your editor and make it go 50% faster or 75% faster. So if it takes you an hour to do it all, condense it into 5 minutes. And people might watch it, put some music to it, because it's all about videos. The more videos you got, the more people, or the more subs you're going to get and everything.
By Susie. Sorry,
Hey,
I
Debs.
didn't catch you when you were probably still here. Babs
Oh,
is
who just left?
here.
I said hi to Debs.
Susie Q left at 11:12. So I am more than a Rico behind, I think. Maybe someday to the Clash. I would love to go to the OCA. Big catfish meeting in November. I had a great time when I went before the pandemic. The OCA, now, what is the one? We went to the Catfish Cataclysm. Was that this year or the tail end of last year? It was this year, right?
Was that in Wisconsin?
Yeah, everything's blending now. I can't remember when anything happens.
The OCA is super fun, and it's probably the most affordable. Sorry, Scotty, but it's the most affordable of all the events.
Which one?
It costs 25. The OCA costs like $25 for a ticket, and the hotel is this really crappy ass hotel, and so it's like $70 or $75 a night. But what's so cool is there's like vendors, or the people set their rooms up to vend out of. So people will get 2 rooms and they'll just have one room for nothing but selling fish. And it's like you're going into a fish store every other fish or bedroom in the hotel. It is the most bizarre convention.
That's the one in Cleveland, right?
Yeah, it's in Cleveland, and I highly recommend that one if you're looking to just buy fish, because there's more fish there than anywhere else. And they had Their talkers, I wasn't too thrilled on their talkers. They was like they spent all this money on a bunch, and I'm sorry, Debs, but it was like they hired people from Europe because they thought they would be cooler because they had accents. And they all talked
I
about the
don't know if
exact same
that's
thing.
true. Because the Clash had that dude. Where was he
Oh,
from?
that German
Scotland?
guy.
Germany. Yeah, that's right. And he was
Well,
cool. Did you sit down and
yeah,
talk to him at all?
no, I never really did. But
Yeah, he was a good dude.
and I mean these guys were good dudes, but to bring them in from Germany, that costs a butt ton of money.
Oh, I'm sure.
You could probably get two Americans or Canadians for the price of one of them, and they brought in 4 guys from Germany. And it was like,
Was it like species related, where that's where they're raised or something?
they
Well,
all,
they're
well,
the experts for. I don't know. That's weird. 4
one
of
was
them.
a big catfish guy, and the other 3 all were into collecting fish in Lake Tanganyika.
Hmm.
And so it was really like I kept hearing the same thing over and over because it was all Lake Tanganyikan fish, cichlids. Now, OCA is the Ohio Association of Cichlids. So it makes sense for them to have, a cichlid talkers. But all
Right.
these cichlid talkers talked about basically one guy just talked about his fish or his vacation with his, like, the places he ate and stuff. And I was like, I'm like watching a slideshow of a guy's trip with his wife and 2 friends. They paid this guy to come from Germany.
To talk about his vacation. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. June is here. Hey, June, or she was, 15 minutes ago. Hello, hello. And Debs, you did say hi to Debs, but I'll say it too.
They
Hi,
could have got
Debs.
Dr. Anthony.
And then my lady Diane is here. My lady.
Oh, my lady. Oh, my lady.
I can't, there's 2 of the ladies. Oh, Lady Rorschach. I can't read it without putting the English thing on there. Ah, my lady. Yes, we do. We see the struggle. Uh, Uncle Smiley, I wish I could travel and meet more YouTubers, but that's not possible. Yeah,
Oh,
you got the.
Uncle Smiley's awesome.
He is.
I
He's a
got
really
to
good
meet
guy.
him. Do you meet him before?
No, but I've talked to him plenty on the YouTube. So you got to
Yeah,
meet
well,
him in person?
I got to meet him in person. That was probably
I am
one
so
of the
jealous.
highlights. I don't know. Okay, they're hmm. I'm trying to think what the biggest highlight of going down to see Dan was. And I really thought it was neat that I saw that pup fish in Mitchell Broomer's or Broomer in his fish room because I've never seen a pup fish in my life. And I asked Mitchell, is this some type of Gadaid? Because it looked an awful lot like a Gadaid, but with a really thick head. And he said, no, that's a pup fish. And I'm like, oh, so cool. And then Uncle Smiley was so cool. He even let me sit by him at the show or during the meeting.
June says accents are cool. And Deb
Whose
says, that's
accents?
okay. I'm not in Europe. Andreas, that's right.
Oh yeah.
And I
Debs
don't know
is
how I
on the
forgot his last
island.
name. His last name is Tank, or
Big Tank Hank.
or t- I don't know how you would say that in German, even though that is my heritage. It is just prejudiced against European.
Half my family still
European.
lives in the Czech Republic. So, but no, it's not that I'm prejudiced against it. one would have been fine. And I got to say hi and stuff in German and good morning, and they like that.
I think he was
But
kidding. He just wanted to say you're a peon.
oh, I got you. I mean, out of all the people to get, Germans were probably the best because I know a little German. If they would have got a bunch of Italian dudes, I would have had no clue
Elfish
what
is
they were
here.
saying.
Hey, Elfish. I just got a huge shipment of animal control. Just got a huge shipment in for animal control from an anonymous donor. 44 items.
Wow. Who got that?
Elfish.
Nice.
Oh, no, not Elfish. That was who was right before. I read that before. Adam McReynolds just got that. They donated everything we had on our Amazon wish list, plus more.
That's awesome. Oh, okay. I got a question about Amazon Wish, or not wish list. I don't know anything about Amazon, even though I buy my GI Joes on there. But I know how to buy stuff, but that's about it. I want to make a 8x10 Tennessee Fish Mafia banner, and there's places on YouTube that does it for like $50. But how do I get them my thing? Like, how do I send them what I want them to make?
Like on T-shirts and stuff. I was reading partly, so I didn't quite hear the question.
It's for a backdrop for our Clash table. I want to have Tennessee Fish Mafia like on a black, thing with the white Tennessee Fish Mafia, and it'll be behind Rico's and my booth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then from now on, whenever I do like fish club events, oh, not this weekend, but next weekend, our Chattanooga club is having a fish swap, and we sold all 60 tables. So we're
Nice.
going to have a big fish swap. And there are some really awesome breeders because Chattanooga is like a perfect hub for people to come in because we've got like 4 or 5 cities that are all like within an hour and a half drive. And we're the small city of those cities because we got like Birmingham. People come from Birmingham, Alabama. They come from Nashville, Knoxville, and Atlanta. And I'm trying to think. And then we get like just the people that live out in nowhere. Like John's going to be there. He lives in
Select
Kentucky.
Tech Gen?
Select Pet?
Yeah. So Dr. Awesome says just send them a JPEG. I don't know how you do that. But I never created anything on Amazon.
I don't know what a JPEG is.
That's just a picture. Like it's the file that your picture. Like if you were to save a picture on your laptop, it's called a JPEG.
Oh, I got you.
Ed, message me later and I'll help you. I can send you the link we use. They are cheap and quick and do good work. That's from Scotty.
Oh, awesome, Scotty.
They definitely will. He's talking about, this is Adam McReynolds again, talking about the big donation. We got a ton of food, dog beds, replacement temporary kennels, bleach, cat litter, cleaners, washable pee pads, leashes. Holy cow. And that stuff is not cheap. I send Lisa stuff every now and again, like cat litter and stuff, because, she's rescuing the local cats. And I just the little bit that I spend is that I can only imagine what people are spending with that have multiple species and bigger operations. And that cost is coming in all the time, not just when they can afford it. I mean, you got to buy it regardless whether you can afford it or not.
Yeah, like I talked to Bob Taylor. He owns the Ark, or I
5
don't know if
hours
he owns it,
south
but
of So where does that put you? Down by the Capitol, Adam? That might even be south of the Capitol. That might be closer down to the tip of Illinois because it takes about 6 hours to get
Oh,
through, 6 or 7 hours.
where's he live?
5 hours
Cairo?
south of Chicago.
5 hours south. Ooh.
That would have been
Maybe
kind of close to where
Carbondale?
you were. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
They
lived
will.
5 miles south of it because I lived in Columbia for 20 years, Columbia, Illinois. That's right across the river from St. Louis.
And then Scotty says they'll mail you the banner.
Maybe Mount
Uh,
Vernon.
and June says cat litter's like gold here. Hey,
Oh, I got to buy trophies. I still have June's trophy from last year, which is terrible, but I never got it engraved. I got to find an engraver. But then I was just going to buy generic fish trophies to give to the people this year instead of finding an engraver because it's really hard to find engravers. Okay, I'm sorry.
You're moving on that just like I did with moving this fish tank.
Well, June's probably lost complete faith in me, and I don't blame her.
Yeah. June, Dr. Anthony, yeah, you got a couple people out there waiting for you.
West Coasters.
Yeah, there you go. You're too far away.
If
Hey,
they lived
I'm
in
gonna
my
say goodbye.
time zone. Oh my gosh, we did run late.
We went way late. I just looked at the clock. I'm like, oh man, we're like 38 minutes over. Although I have more people in here now than I did the whole stream, so that seems kind of stupid. But let me double check and see if or somebody if looking good. Skipper is looking good.
Yeah, he's gonna have to have a second coat, and the whole problem is I had to hold him by this
Trainer.
leg.
I want to see if Johnny's going. If he's not going, we can keep going. You know what? I don't see him going.
Brushes on Temu. Check it out. I mean, this is a lot of paintbrushes. Really nice paintbrushes for like $1.25.
Really? You know what this? Let me show you this real quick. Because I'm going to. I should have been doing that this whole time. I bought. I did the. Yeah, put a thought together, man. I'm going to paint the back of this aquarium. So I went out and bought paint, obviously, and of course it's all going to fall out. But this brush right here. Pay attention. This brush. This micro tray.
Oh my God.
And this paint. Just take a
Nice.
stab at how much that costs. Those four things.
Okay.
Paint,
Did you have to have the paint mixed?
trail? No, it's just
So
comes
let's
right
go.
down like this.
We're gonna go 15. The tray, let's say 6, so 21. The roller, is it a small roller? We'll go 750, so we're at 28. And the little paintbrush thing, let's go another 5 because it's kind of a fancy pants one. So I'm gonna go $35.
Dick's hit it almost exact. It was 48 and change for that. Almost $50.
At Lowe's?
Yeah, in fact, I supported
That's where I go.
Kitty. Even though, it's a totally different store in a totally different state. And Rainer's here. Did I say that already?
Who?
Rainer. Homer the
Oh, hey
clown, but he changed his name and now he's Crazy Four Seahorses.
Oh, that's awesome. I've never been DoorDashed, or not DoorDashed. What's pirated?
Oh yeah,
porch
porch
pirated.
pirate. Yeah.
We got porch pirated by the delivery guy.
What did he take the
He
picture and then take the package back?
No, he went into our garage, set my 2 umbrellas in the garage, and took my dad's power drill and his brand new channel locks that he bought that
What
were
the
still in their
hell?
package. Yeah, and my dad's like, it had to have been that guy that stole it. I mean, I live in a really good neighborhood. I've got a cop, a fireman next door. The old lady's dead. And then the banker owns that house that he just has his family when they visit stay in that house. So only person that went into our garage was the guy who brought my umbrellas. And we've never had a delivery guy carry my supply or our stuff into the garage. Have you ever had that?
No, but we keep our garage down. Whether we're home or not, it's down.
My dad was at the bottom of the hill doing stuff. So, he leaves it open when he's doing stuff. I don't know what he was doing, chopping up sticks or what. But
Nathan is disparaging Killer Kitty's place of work. I don't know if we can keep him on the channel anymore. We might have to boycott him.
Nathan, where'd my fish go? Oh, here it is. Nathan,
One fish
what do you think?
change everything.
I can't wait till it's painted. But the one fin broke off, so I had to glue a new one on. But I think it's not really a pleco cave, but it's a statue on a pleco cave of a pleco. Because there's just not any big holes on a pleco.
Well, if there is, you get the pleco's in trouble.
Well, Nathan, they get real popular, I messed up and I said that I would put it up for let everybody try to win it, but I'll make him one someday also if he ends up liking them. So that's kind of cool. I may have to take a picture of this one in the fish tank. I gotta start doing like photos of all my different things I make for my Etsy. So I'm gonna paint it so it looks like this. I'm getting pretty good at this Aztec art.
Yeah, you are.
Even though
You got a good
I
eye
sound
for
like
it
I'm
too.
shooting my own horn. My mom would be mad if she heard me just now. She says, "You never say that you're doing good."
You're allowed to pat yourself on the back every now and again.
I'm doing the we lost Whip. Well, I won't do any detail painting. Benjamin, how are you? Oh my gosh. Benjamin, did you read that Benjamin's son graduated naval boot camp at the great? Oh, and it's gone.
I got it.
I'm not on YouTube. You know what? I need to go on Facebook and give you a like.
Whip World. My son is graduating naval boot camp at the Great Lakes. Yeah. Any advice on for our stay there? Pequod's.
Pizza.
If you like deep dish pizza, it's the best pizza on the planet.
Now, you see, I like Gianardo's.
It's just Gino's, right?
It's got
Gino's
the whole
Giordano's. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes.
I can't say
Yes.
it because my mouth doesn't make those. Barely talk
I
as it
know.
is.
Well, you heard me try to say it.
Yeah.
But that's the pizza that when I lived in Illinois, I would go and get all the time there because that was my favorite deep dish
Giordano.
or Chicago style. Giordano's. But what really sucks is I never tried ordering it online till the last time I went to, well, no, it wasn't, maybe the last time I was in Chicago. and I wanted to add black olives to my pizza, and you can't do it on their online service. So it's like you got to go to their restaurant to enjoy their pizza, which kind of sucks.
But as far as your stay out here, I mean, I don't know anything is, hotel wise. If you're getting a hotel, I would assume I'd go higher end, pay the extra money because there's that is not in the best of neighborhoods. That naval, I mean, the naval base is plenty secure, but you wander around outside it too far, you're yeah, it's not great.
Yeah,
But up
there's
there,
some pretty cool hotels that are they face the lake. I used to stay at those when I would go for Blackhawk games back in the day. I just gave you a thumbs
right.
up. Your number. I'm number.
That's further south though. That's more in the city. The naval base is north. It's in like North Chicago,
Yeah,
and it's
I've
it's a
been to
little
the
rough up there.
naval base, but it's been a long time. Oh, if you're just looking for fun things to do, the Shed is an
Yep.
amazing aquarium.
So you have to get your tickets the
The
day
Science
before.
Center.
Yep.
Oh,
If you're going to the Shed, buy your tickets today if you want to go tomorrow. We tried to go. My daughter was in town a couple months ago, and we were just going to try to wing it. We went to the science. What's the
that
one you
thing is
just said?
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we went there first, and by the time we got out of there and walked over to the Shed, where the line was still out the door, they were telling people, the cutoff is this person right here. They will not be selling any more tickets beyond this person right here. So we're like, crap. That didn't work out at all.
well, I haven't been to the Shed in 25 years.
Cali Kev, you are in the same 24-hour ban from my channel for for your disparity against the real deal kind of pizza. Although I do like things. Man,
Oh,
I am struggling today. I am struggling with making words come out my mouth.
I'm from St. Louis. Now it's getting to me. I'm from St. Louis, and they're the original crispy crust, thin pretzel pizza, and I hate it. Well, I shouldn't say I hate it. I'll eat a whole large pizza by myself and still be hungry afterwards because it's tasty, but it's like a giant hors d'oeuvre. It's
Yeah,
not filling.
yeah. I
So in
mean,
St.
people
Louis, go to
bitch
Panderas and
about the
get the hummus.
bread, but there's not that much bread in there. It's mostly cheese and meats and sauce and everything. There is bread. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's not like they're just putting it on top of a cake.
What else is in
There are some thin
Chicago?
crust. That I mean, if you want to hit some of the local restaurants, Ed
Have you ever
DeBevick
been to Ed
is always,
DeBevitt's?
yeah. I'm telling you, that place is a trip. I mean, go in
I
there,
have
make
never
sure
had
you
to wait
know,
in line.
make sure you know what you're getting into before you go in. Because if you're a very sensitive person and you don't know what you're going to get when you go to Ed DeBevick's, you are going to go away crying.
And there's normally a line that takes 45 to an hour to get into it, but I always get put to the front of the line because my name's Ed.
Oh,
I
how
say,
clever.
I need 4 for Ed, and they say, "Can I see your driver's license?" And I show them. They're like, "You're in the front." It's so hilarious. Every time.
You should
So
drive up tonight so that tomorrow morning we can go to Ed DeBevick's.
it's Ed DeVevitz is my jam because it's the only place that have an Ed it helps. No, that's not true. Ed is a great name because it's so easy to spell.
And say, I almost never screw that up.
Oh my God, no. Down in the South, when I order something like a pizza or something, I say, what's your name?" I say Ed, and they're like, "What? Ed?" And I have to say ED. They can't understand my accent.
How do you not understand Ed? My name is Ed.
I know. I mean, I need to pay attention how Southerners say Ed. Ed. Maybe they go Ed. I don't know. It's funny though.
See, you people are just looking for trouble. Coro, you're on my list. Bread is
What's
the most
Cora saying?
amazing thing on the planet, next to bacon and mashed potatoes. He said, "Look, guys, the food pyramid is a lie. You don't need to eat 8 times as much bread as every other food group." And I disagree. I mean, I can't eat bread anymore because of diabetes, but man, if I could, I would eat a loaf of bread every day.
Wow. Do they say you need to eat 8 different grains a day?
No, he was just because he's probably a thin crust fan. Those crazy thin
Oh,
crust fans. Thin crust is nice as long as it's not burnt. Easy to
I
burn.
just like
See now, there's people. One of my best friends
I
loves to
want
have it burned.
I want this much toppings. I want lots of toppings. I don't care about the crust. It can be big, fat, little, thin. Give me an inch of toppings. That's why I love the hunk. Each slice of the hunk weighs about a pound and it's cheese and meat and its wonderfulness.
That's pop quads too. That's why I love and they have great ingredients. Like the sausage is just I don't know what they do to it. And I probably don't want to know, but it is fantastic. And they caramelize the crust, which makes it seem burnt, but it's not really. The best mafia cake I ever had was in Italy on the ocean. That is from Rainer. Even bad pizza is good. That is 100% true, except for in very rare cases. I did have a bad pizza in Rockford one time.
I bought a Papa John's extra large pizza last time my sister took my mom and dad to Marble Beach, or I think it was Marble Beach. I don't know. They took them out to somewhere in Carolinas, and
June's with us.
I
Bread is good.
what's that?
June is with us. Bread is good.
Oh,
Go ahead. Sorry, I
well,
interrupted you.
I bought this giant pizza because I was going to eat on it for a couple of days, and the the sauce, the whatever pizza sauce
Mhm.
was so sugary. It was so sweet. It was gross.
Yeah, you can go bad if you go either direction. Like we got something, and actually, Kenny E loves that pizza. And is it Sam's? I think it was Sam's. And he just, I mean, he'll tear your throat out for a piece of that stuff. But I ordered from there once, and it was zero flavor, no flavor. I mean, it was like eating mush that had I don't know. I didn't like it at all. But I've tried it again since. Different store, same name. It's they've got several locations, and it was much, much, much better. So I don't know if it was just a bad pie that I got that first time, or what. But and yeah, too sugary is no good either. Too sweet. Sweet pizza doesn't even remotely sound good.
I just the best pizza in Chattanooga is Marco's Pizza, and that's still a chain. I really like mom and pop pizzas that can make really good pizza.
Corky, if I enjoyed greens, that would make more sense. But I hate vegetables. Hate them. And now I'm being forced to eat them because my blood is actively trying to kill me, and I need to stay
And
away from carbs.
I'm just the opposite. I'm not allowed to eat many greens because of my heart.
B Wood, come in late, starting from the beginning. Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea, buddy.
Well, you won't know that until an hour in.
You're right. Green bean
I
bread. Oh my God.
I the funniest thing ever was everybody thought my open heart surgery was because of heart disease, but it was a birth defect, not heart disease. And uh Mod Guppy, he's a vegetarian. and he really wanted to push his green agenda on me. Well, I don't know if that was political. His food
Oh.
green agenda. And he was like, you're going to start eating, what's your new diet? Lots of green? And I said, just the opposite. I'm not supposed to eat any green. And he was just so offended. But a lot of the green plants stick in your blood, and I have to have thin blood for my mechanical heart
Oh yeah, right.
valves.
We've inspired
Valve.
June. She says, hot bread and butter. Be right back.
Oh man, my mom made some great garlic bread yesterday, and I ate 2 pieces, and my dad only bit into 1 piece because he's not too into bread, and left it on his plate. And I saw it after the show, and I ate it.
Oh no. Yep, I
He
can't
didn't
do
want
that.
it.
No way could I do that. If your mouth part touches it, any part of my food, I am done. In fact, if you touch my food, I am done.
What if
In
I'm
fact, if
cooking
my
it?
food touches my food, I'm done. My food has to be separated.
Oh, I like my food mixed up too. Like
Oh no, good Lord!
Thanksgiving dinner, I'm cool with everything mixed on top of each other except for the beans, or not beans, the cranberries.
If that were the case, if I had to eat like that, I'd starve to death.
I
Barbara
love
Jackson
casserole.
says a good quality pepperoni pizza is a lovely food. I'm a sausage guy, and
I'm
not
a
in a weird
sausage
way.
guy.
Not in a weird way.
But I like pepperoni with sausage. I love black olives. I like onions. I like bacon and ham. And mushrooms, I'm indifferent. I can't taste them on the pizza, so you can throw them on there if you want, if it's free.
I'm not a
But
fan. I don't like the slimy little bastards. They
I just don't like anchovies.
I don't know
Keep
that
your
I've
fish
ever
in your
tasted
tank,
an
not on
anchovy.
your pizza.
So Nathan says the only time pizza should be sweet is if it's got pineapple on it. The great pineapple debate.
And you see,
I
I'm
don't
not a big
dislike it. I
pineapple
don't go out
guy.
of my way for it. My wife
I
loves it.
was at the Clash, I think 2 years ago, or maybe it was last year. They had pizza for everybody, and all the pizza that was left in all 3 boxes that were left were all cheese and pineapple. So that tells me not too many people like eating
Right.
cheese and pineapple, but somebody ordered really did, and that's what all I had to eat. And I was nothing personal, Scotty, but that was a bummer.
Remember,
And
you were there late like me, right? You and
I
I
was
walked
like,
in there late.
and we were only like 5 minutes late.
Yeah, and the pizza
I
was
went to my
gone.
room to get I
That
went to
was
my
last
room to
year.
get different shoes.
Was it shoes or was it your ID? Because was that the same night that where she
Oh,
sent you back
maybe it was
and
the
that opened
ID.
up a can of worms?
Yeah, she made me pretty mad because she gave me the ID earlier in the day,
Yeah. So and it's not like you're unrecognizable.
and
But
she needed
she
proof
made
that.
the German guy go get his too.
But
So
she didn't make her friend. Her friend
yeah,
came in with me, and her friend went in there and took some crackers, and she wasn't wearing a tag. And then her friend ended up being in charge of the auction. She was that lady in the auction.
yeah.
But still, I mean,
June
I
says she
talked
would
to
have
her
ate it
for,
too. Dick
and
says just eat meat, Whip. It works for me. That's basically what I do. I've got seafood. Uh-oh. Did I just lose everybody?
I don't know, I hear you.
Oh, both screens. First me, then you. Um,
Well,
some chicken wings. So
oh, I
they're
love
calling
them.
to me right now.
Oh,
But
you
yeah,
got
June
wings
said
right
she'd
now?
eat it. And they're calling to me. I'm not necessarily going to answer that.
I may go get wings for Dad and I today. He asked me to get wings for him 2 days ago, but I'd already bought fried chicken at Publix.
Kelly Kev says, since I moved away from Cali and to Tennessee, very nice, very nice. Hard to find a good Mexican food. Really? Man, even out here where I live, we have a great Mexican restaurant.
Oh
And
man,
we're
I have
not
my
a bunch of
favorite
hillbillies
Mexican
here.
restaurant. We have a lot of Mexicans though in my town, and we have 6 Mexican restaurants in my town.
Well,
And my favorite is Dahlia's.
you're pretty close to Atlanta. I'm not close to anything. Rockford, but Rockford's only a couple 100,000 people, which is pretty small when you're comparing it to like Chicago or Nashville or any of those.
Yeah. Chicago or Chattanooga is 800,000. But Atlanta is like, what is that?
So
9 million? Atlanta's in the top 5, I think, cities in America, I think.
Rainer says, imagine if you had to use a blender whip. I think I could probably do that because it becomes one. That's different somehow in my head. Pizza is good, but I don't eat the crust. Yum, yum.
My dad doesn't eat his crust either. He hates our squirrels, but he feeds them the crusts.
They eat it. Vegetables are the main event when I cook. I can't do them. I mean, I do them because I have to now in the last month. But that's, 1 month out of 50 plus years. And I'm not, I avoided vegetables like it was the plague. I'm not going to mention the hateful door guard at the Clash last year. Oh, Dee Dee, yes. That's exactly what we were talking about. Y'all are making me hungry.
Yeah, I was not
Hawaiian
happy with
pizza,
that one.
invented in Ottawa, Canada. It's just all sweet and it's boring. Yeah, well, don't tell my wife that. She likes it. Whip my HGA11C.
Who's
Was
from
down
Ottawa?
to 5. That's below diabetic range. I think 5.7 is when you're officially diabetic. So doesn't mean you're not diabetic. It just means you've got it well under control. Hey, Mousy showed up. Hey, Mousy.
Hi, Mousy. But who's from Ottawa?
That's where Hawaiian pizza comes from, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I did not know that, and that could very well be true, especially if Coro's saying it, because he's a smart fella.
I have 2 Ottawa jerseys.
I like pepperoni and pineapple on pizza. I don't dislike it, but it would definitely not be my go-to. I usually, when I was eating pizza, which has been over a month now and very sad, I do a double sausage, and if it was real bacon, like not Canadian bacon, but real bacon, that was my go-to pie.
Do you think Dr. Anthony would wear brown pants or black pants?
I think brown, right? Brown seems to be more doctory. Is Dr. Anthony still here? I saw him earlier, not too long ago. What kind of
Let's see
pants
if
you want?
Dr. Anthony's wearing pants.
Flesh colored. He probably wears spandex because he's in good shape.
Or bicycle pants because he's probably
Mousy
out there
says she's
bicycling.
close to. Mousy, are you a he or a she? I think you told me this once, but again, memory problems. That they're close to Atlanta. So you are very close to Ed.
A Mousy, that's awesome.
She will not be there this year, Scotty says. Our Mexican food
Mousy?
restaurants, the door guard.
Oh no, they kicked her out of the show?
Well, for the year anyway. Or maybe she just had other things going on because it got moved to a different weekend. Our Mexican food restaurants are great, then good, and then okay. It's okay. It's hard to find one that stays with the same quality food for a period of time.
You guys are making me hungry for dahlias.
Mitty Mac is here. Hey, Mitty. Whip the Mega Million 389 million. It will be Colin once I win.
Nice.
I'll be Colin. Oh, Colin. Well, all right. You can call me now. I mean, really. You don't have to win the 389 million to do that.
Whip will talk to anybody.
I will.
He really likes to talk.
I really don't. I'm better at listening, which is weird why I decided to start a live stream, a couple months ago, because I'm like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to carry a conversation all by myself for a whole hour. And here we are, 2+. Mousy says, I'm actually like 15 minutes south of Atlanta.
Ooh. So if you're getting a flight in to Atlanta, have Mousy pick you up because the airport's on the south side.
Hey, there you go. We just
And then
volunteered Mousy.
yeah, stay at Mousy's house until 3 in the morning, and then I'll pick you up because that's when the traffic will be okay to drive through.
There's never a good time to go through Atlanta. I don't care what you tell me. 2 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's all the same. There's too many people in that area.
15 lanes, and there's still accidents.
Yeah. So Scotty says she'll be at the event, but not at the position. Yep. That was a good decision, Scotty. Rainer says, I like my veggies when my chicken have eaten them for me.
Oh yeah, Uncle Smiley lives in South Atlanta area.
I'm almost to the bottom. I'm getting very, very close. I think
Mousy, are you?
there's just a lot more choices of Mexican restaurants in California. There's a lot of variety too, Central and South American restaurants too. That could be because, I mean,
You have 55 million people.
yeah, I mean, it's a big state. It's a huge state. I mean, I don't know what the biggest one is in the U.S., but it's got to be one or two.
You know
Texas
what?
got to be right up there too.
I said 55 million. I don't know if they have 55 million. They have 55, I think, electoral votes. I think. Let's find out how.
All this food talk. Try having a
What's the population of California?
ostomy. I can't eat anything green or cheesy or chew meat. Oh, that sucks.
40 million.
Unfortunately, Smiley, that is what we usually resort to here. I talk about food probably more than anything. I really overslept today.
Now,
After all the storms and cleanup, I hit the bed and slept for 12 hours. Woof!
I had Thai food.
Benji says Dr. A probably wears pajama pants.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Dr. Anthony was still here. He says blue jeans.
Oh, well, maybe this is like perfect for him. What color shoes? These are kind of a reddish brown. I could put a little New Balance on the side, a little N for New Balance. Isn't that what all the old guys wear?
Yep. Wear them because that's what they were known for. Honduran restaurants are pretty good too. Yeah, I don't venture into those.
I'd be
I mean,
terrified. I was terrified
just
to eat this Thai food.
right. I don't Asian food of any kind. I pretty well because I'm afraid it's going to burn my face off. I'm going to bite into the wrong thing and I'm just going to be down for the count. Because I do not do hot. Like jalapeno Cheetos, back when I could eat Cheetos. That's about my tolerance level, and then I'm out.
Yeah, when I was younger, I could handle a lot hotter stuff, but now I'm just a wuss. My sister-in-law, the first time I met her was at a Hindu food place. And I said, okay, I want the most mild stuff you got. And they brought it to me. And it was delicious. Tastes like gumbo. But they had to bring me 2 bowls of what they called yogurt. And it was like a sour cream stuff that you poured on it or poured in it and mixed it to take the heat out.
So this would be interesting. I have no idea. I've never heard of this place, so it's not by me. But Carlos Diaz, hello.
Hello,
I think that's
Carlos.
the first time I've seen you in here today. He says, Whip, if you guys have me and Ed's pizza close by, they make a cauliflower crust that tastes exactly like bread. What are the
See, I
chances
would
of it
love,
being named me and Ed's?
I don't know, but I would like to go there. I wonder if I get right into the front of the line with that
Right.
place too. I like cauliflower a lot, but unfortunately it's high in, I think it's vitamin K or D. It's one of these things that I'm not allowed to have
Right.
because it thickens your blood. So cauliflower, spinach, um, Brussels sprouts, and I used to love Brussels sprouts because I felt like I was a dinosaur eating a whole head of cabbage. I loved it every time I bite into a Brussels sprout. But I only eat like 2 Brussels sprouts now because I'm not allowed to, and I only eat like 4 or 3 cauliflowers because I'm not allowed to eat hardly any of them anymore.
Homer just had himself 2 big tiger shrimp. Dr. A says, shoes are okay. I'm in Skechers. He's a Skechers fan.
Okay, well, that's another old man shoe.
Yeah.
Hi, Dennis. And
Is Denny
tell you
back?
what,
Hey, Denny.
I got Skechers and New Balances.
I rarely run into people from the south side of Atlanta on YouTube, Mousy says. So her and Smiley are both on the south side.
I wonder what the population of Atlanta is.
Bab
But
says Thai food is delicious, but if you don't eat hot
what's the
stuff,
population of
we're
Atlanta?
very mild.
What's the metropolitan area of Atlanta?
I don't know if she saw this, but Mousy, do you go to any of the Atlanta Fish Group meetings?
Yeah, Mousy, if you're a member of the AAAAA, you should go because it's like a super cool club and they have some awesome talkers and Uncle Smiley's there. There's just a whole bunch of really nice people. When I first got into the hobby, I joined the St. Louis Club, and this is back in the 90s, and they were not accepting of me at all. They were almost all like guys that were in their 50s plus, which, you know, I am in there now. But, and I was just in my 20s back then, and they did not have time to talk to me at all. So it was a bummer. I only went to a few meetings and quit. But that Atlanta group, they are so nice to everybody. They're really cool. I'm almost every fish club I've met over the last 5 years, they've really turned their attitudes around. You know,
Well, that's cool.
the only place that I really see that bad attitude anymore is at the IFGA. And almost all the IFGA guys are in their 80s, it seems like.
Where is that
And
at? What club is that out of?
well, the IFGA is the Fancy Guppy Association, and
Oh
they have
yeah,
different clubs.
you can't trust those
They
guppy people.
well, their club is in called the Deep South Club, and it is Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, I think Mississippi. It covers those 4 states, and they rotate where their meetings are and stuff. And I mean, I went to one of their live or open meetings to try to recruit people, and they were showing off all. It was their awards banquet type thing where they show off all their fish and get awards for them. And they were so rude because people from all over Nashville were coming to watch it because it was for free to see all the different. You know, there's like 500 different guppies, individual tanks. And I was my first time ever in the meeting. I was explaining it to everybody, you know, all the new people coming in. I was explaining what different types of guppies were, and what AOC means and what Asian guppies are. I was explaining all this stuff to people, and it was like, why aren't these club members? And all the club members were like sitting on the corners like this. But
Too cool for the room.
yeah. Well, they
So,
should have been out there recruiting. Why do they open it to the public to recruit if they're not recruiting?
right,
I think the IFGA wants you to recruit because it's a dying club.
right.
But the people in the individual clubs need to be welcoming and nice.
Denny says anything spicy on the top of my head turns into a lake. Well, that doesn't sound good at all. Babs wants to
Yeah.
know, Ed, do you have to take extra vitamins or fiber because of your heart diet?
No, I'm just supposed to stay away from the greens. So
How do
like
you get your how do you get the fiber and the diet that you would have otherwise been having through that? Don't you not worry about it? Because I never worried about it. I went 50 plus years without eating vegetables.
well, and you see, like I ate salad last night. I just made sure it didn't have any if it has spinach leaves in the salad, I won't eat it at all. But I still eat salad and stuff. It's just I can't eat big portions. And green beans are fine. Beans are all fine. They don't
Oh,
have the
so
mineral or whatever it is.
right. So you can eat some, just not.
Yeah.
There's specific ones you can't have.
Yeah, the broccoli, cauliflower, the I don't know if carrots are on it or not, but I love carrots. I didn't ask. I figure, hey, they're orange, so I'm going to eat them.
If Dix is still here, do you eat carrots, Dix? Because I know you're a diabetic. They seem like they're high in sugar or carbs, one of the two. John, depending on where you go, they are phenomenal. That is a good choice if you ever get out here. Now you can go to Portillo's. Theirs is fine, probably above average, but they are a chain, and they make it so that it can be made the same way everywhere. If you go to one of the local mom and pop shops, like there's a place in Bensonville that has the best Italian beef I've ever had in my life, and that's oh, now the name's going to escape me. God dang it! I know it. I know it like it's the back of my hand, but I'm live and now I can't think of it. But anyway, it's on 83. I could take you right there. I've gone many, many miles out of my way just to get an Italian beef, because that's about a 50-mile cruise for me. But yeah, if you get it nice and juicy with a side of au juice, baby. But now I have to eat it without the bread. And that hurts my soul a little bit. Did Ed freeze up?
It
No.
does. No, I'm trying to find what vitamin I'm not supposed to have. Let me. I'm gonna just ask Google. I'll mute myself.
Mousy File says a member of the Facebook group. Man, that comment is full of typos. She must be on Facebook or something. So Jenna P's here. Hi, Jenna P. Good to see you. So would Ed and Oinky have to have completely separate meals if they ever live together? Probably not. I don't know. Does Oinky have
She's
issues with?
a vegetarian. She
Oh,
doesn't
then
like to
yeah,
eat meat.
that would make things tough.
But I mean, she cooks meat every day for her dad. So she's not anti-meat eating. She just does it for health reasons for herself.
Oh, okay. So it's not the political stance. I mean, it really, if I didn't love meat so much, I would definitely be a vegetarian. But I hate vegetables and I love meat. So,
I believe it's vitamin K I'm not allowed to, or I shouldn't have a lot of. And if I do, I have to slow down I guess I have to have more warfarin. See, I have to take blood thinners every day, and it's so hard to balance blood thinners. If I eat spinach, it's going to throw my number way off. So that's why, I mean, I can take a pill to make it better, but it's better to just try to always keep it balanced. And it's the same with alcohol. Alcohol will thin my blood too much. So I try not to drink much alcohol either. But yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was looking something up real quick. Just
But Oinky was really cool. She's and she likes seafood, so she still eats like fish and clams and shrimps and lobsters and all that type of things that come out of the ocean. And she'll eat chicken wings once in a blue moon. She ate chicken wings with us at the one restaurant that night. And I mean, I offered to buy her a salad, but she was like, no, I'd kind of like to go with chicken wings. So, but she got a chicken wing I'd never had in my life. It's an East Coast thing, seasoning. It was called like gray something. Oh man,
Grey Poupon.
no, not gray poupon. And now that would get to me because I'm allergic to mustard.
Oh
But
yeah,
no,
that's right.
it's like a powdery seasoning that they put on seafood up there, and I think it's like I don't remember. I know Scotty knows exactly what it is because he probably has 8 of them packages in his shelf. Scotty's
There's a place called Mr. Beef, George. I've never heard of something called The Beef, unless you're talking somewhere else, but not in Chicago. I can't think of a place called The Beef.
Oh wow, that'd be cool, Scotty. But I was just happy to be there. But they got a lot of business from our convention last year
The wing
because
place?
the goal
Yeah,
was, yeah, I told everybody we're going to go there for wings on Thursday night because they have a special wing night Thursday night. And I bet you maybe 20 of us showed up and they were like, holy crap, where are you guys all from? And I said, that show, oh, yes, Old Bay seasoning. Thank you, Dennis. See, he's an East Coaster.
yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking Old Gray seasoning.
Bocce.
But
It just come to me. That's the name of the place I could. Go ahead. Sorry.
but
It came
I
to
went
me. I had to say it
every night. I went there. It was awesome.
every night.
They had to have loved us.
The Josh and Jess Bushy. Why can't I remember their channel name? Not primetime.
Josh?
Metalheads. They went to
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's a couple times. I'm like, McDonald's, because they were in the parking lot.
Well, I don't know. That's probably a story I shouldn't tell.
Yeah, don't. Nothing
I
out
was
of school.
I was a designated driver one night. I'll just say this much. I was the designated driver for Josh, Jess, and Jesse from Science Scout. And we
Oh,
went
okay.
to Buffalo Wild Wings. And the two guys, Jess didn't drink anything, but the two guys, they were trying to drink off each other, see who could drink the most, I think. And Jesse and I paid for our meal. And then when they gave the receipt to Josh, he says, oh, I've got the whole thing. And he paid basically double because we had already paid for our food. And the waiter charged him for our food too, because he said, just take their as theirs is just the tip. Well, he had no idea that we had already paid that. Because I mean, I wasn't even drinking, and I spent probably $25 because it's chicken wings, and
So
Gosh, I
apparently
bet.
more than just Josh and Jess walked over there because Jenna saw enough people going over there that they got coupons for it for the Clash.
Yeah, I've never ate at that McDonald's now.
I didn't eat there. I mean, there were too many places right down the road that I'm like, McDonald's or wings or what, pizza. Jason from Primetime and I went to a pizza place and we ate at the restaurant right there at the inn once, which I probably won't do
I ate
again.
there once. I ate at
I mean, it
the
wasn't bad. It
windmill
was just
place.
expensive.
There's a place that has a windmill that serves really good ice cream and food. That's a little bit farther down the road. I took my mom and dad there the year they went because there was a year that mom and dad wanted to travel with me. So they went to like as far as Pennsylvania, and then they were going to, gosh, I keep burping. They were going to go the rest of the way to Boston to visit my aunt. Well, my stupid mechanic broke my steering wheel, the steering wheel and the cruise control. So the front of my steering wheel wasn't assembled. So my dad was like afraid to mess with my car.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so they ended up just going to some different Amish things for 3 days. That was all real close. So my dad didn't have to drive. I think my dad just didn't want to drive that many miles, all
Could
the way to
be, yeah,
Boston.
sure. That's a cruise. I mean, and not
Yeah.
a cruise compared to where he was coming from, but it's still a cruise. So Jenna says, well, I already read that one. But then she said she was telling how to get there for Fish Fam Discord
Oh,
channel.
I don't think she needs to give them directions on how to get to McDonald's from the fish
Oh,
from
no, no,
the
no, no, no,
convention.
no. Just how to get the
It's in
fish
the
court.
same parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought she was like, okay, if you exit the front door,
Yeah, and hang a right.
go 50 feet and turn right and walk another 75 feet.
And June, she's got a buttery keyboard now. Damn, I can't speak. This is why I shouldn't be on a live stream. Old Bay. Also love Tony Chavare.
Jay
Chavare.
Churros, Jay Trees,
Yep.
Jay Tree, Jay Tree, Jay Tree.
I
I
am
don't know.
bad at English. I can't say that. Oh, I'm in there.
Chachi, Chachir. If Jenna was here, she could tell us because she knows
Yep,
how
I
to
bet.
speak English really good.
Oh, so yep, she just did. It's Shashir. Shashiris.
Shashir, Shashiris,
Shashiris.
Shashiris, Shashiris.
Damn. All right, it's 12:30. I've gone an hour and a half over. I think I'm going to pull the plug and go eat something because now I'm hungry.
Awesome.
You enjoy your day. Maybe we'll see you later today. If we play? I know Xanadude was he did volunteer to DM for us.
Oh, yeah. Text me. I'm not
Volcanex,
good at
if you
looking at
want to
other.
play, Killer Kitty just did something on the. Oops! I hope that didn't just get rid of me.
I'm really bad about looking at or figuring out where other forms of texts are. So if you text me or call me, that's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Oh, look at this. I have 4 texts.
So to go into Xanadudes, I don't know how to
Oh,
share this stuff.
Rob just said, yeah, have him come tonight to the venue at 6 p.m. We're doing a great pizza party, and I'll get him his badge.
Tonight?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I guess I
So
won't be playing D&D.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Rob. I just told him we're live right now. There we go. So that's awesome.
That is awesome. I love it. So that's
Rob
me try
is
that
so
again.
good. He's going to turn it back to being fun.
Is now Rob is not the Flip, right?
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Same
Flips
guy.
Aquatics is Rob.
Okay. Yeah. So my initial impression is 100% wrong.
Oh man, he is one of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah, he just seemed off put. Not he seemed fine. He seemed nice, but he was focused on what he was doing.
Yeah,
And
he gets. That's why he really liked having Carrie and me helping him, because we could multitask. I think he's really good at tasking one thing. And he used to have a great big like area to sell stuff too. And then he had like 10 relatives. And that guy runs his butt in circles.
right. And I'm sure that's all it was. But as an outsider looking in, I was like gonna say hi, and I felt like he didn't have time for me, but he probably didn't. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, he the whole 72 hours, he's like this almost, except maybe for the 5 minute. Like he finally got to go to bed, and then he realized he hadn't paid me yet for the gas and the supplies I bought, and he had me go all the way up to his room in the middle of the night, and like he's in his pajamas paying me and I felt so bad because he was
Didn't he
like,
try to give up his room for you when they tried to back out of the deal too? Was he the one that did that?
no, that was Sean,
That was Sean.
the owner. And I think that's what made the general manager start to hate me. Because that when his boss wants to give his room to me after he said that I couldn't go, and Sean's like, "Oh, Ed's got to go." So it's totally cool. I don't hate Sean whatsoever. He's a wonderful guy, and
Sean.
yeah,
Yeah.
just
Okay. Yeah, it's the other one.
yeah,
He who
it's
shall be remain nameless.
yeah.
Well,
And now
Leslie
Sean has
Perry
even
comes in
less
at the
time to
very
talk.
end.
Hey, Leslie, good to see you.
She's a good one too. I talked to her over on the Steam Farm. Do you ever go over to Steam Farm?
I was on there last Saturday.
I thought I remembered you, but then it's me, so I don't remember.
Nope.
But anyway,
Well, a lot of his Steam Thought goes when we play D&D a lot
yes,
on his main show. So that
Steam Farm
way,
and the shrimp guys. Man, my memory
yeah,
just blows. Garden
Shelby
Beater. Yeah,
and
Garden Beater.
and
Yeah. Yep,
Grant.
you got it. Shelby and Grant.
Yeah, I'm members of their show too, and I don't hardly ever see them anymore, and I feel bad.
Well, I was talking to a friend of ours, and I was saying, man, that Ed guy. I mean, you stream Monday and Tuesday. I don't think you stream Wednesday, but then you
Wednesdays,
stream Thursday and Friday and Saturday and then
so
Sunday.
only sometimes on Saturday.
Well, aren't you? I mean, I know you guys rotate, but aren't you guys on each other's show?
Well, yeah, well, no, I'm not on the auction. So when Rico goes, I'll be there. But normally Skipper just does his auction show. And then I'm supposed to do one for Rico. Because a lot of times Rico used to just do an interview. He would interview somebody and then it was just Rico. But if he doesn't have anybody to interview, then I'll go up there and be his co-host. But so most Saturdays I'm off. And with the Skipper's father-in-law thing, we haven't talked about streaming at all this week or last week. So I don't think I'm going to do my cooking show tomorrow because I haven't planned any good cooking ideas. Even though Dr. Anthony always comes up on my cooking show, which is awesome. See,
Right.
Dr. Anthony is like my guy I always count on to be there on Saturdays.
Yeah, I can't. There's no way I can commit on a Saturday. Not that I'm, Joe Popular, but I do like to go
Oh,
out.
yeah.
So a
Well,
lot of times we're spending time with friends in person, rather than online or going to grab something to eat or taking in a band or whatever the case may be.
I only make about half of Bob's shows because we do family things on Sundays.
Right, right.
So
Yeah, you
if
haven't
it's
been
here
there
at
in a
this
while either.
house, I can do it. But if I'm in Hickson or now at my sister's new house near closer to your place, I just I can't hardly get on anymore when I'm out there.
Leslie says she did make a comment about Marco's salad, but y'all missed it.
Oh, I like Marco's wings too. I like Marco's.
I am unfamiliar with Marco's. I'll have to check that out next time. We're going to be down there, Ed. I got to talk to you on the side and see if there's going to be a time when you're not too horribly busy. Because I already told our friends and my wife that I need at least one day for me so I can go hang out with you guys. Because otherwise they'll plan every second of my trip down there.
Well, and we could do like some fish tours because they do great for me. You know, when I do a fish store tour,
Mm-hmm.
so you could do we could go to two different fish stores in Chattanooga, or we could go to two giant ones in Knoxville. Knoxville has 3 fish stores. We have 4 in ours, but 2 of ours suck. They
Yeah, that's
don't
been good.
like YouTubers. So,
Which is stupid. I mean, why? Why would you turn down free advertisement? That does not make any
oh, I
sense to
know.
me financially at all. And look, I know I didn't go to school for business, but come on.
Well, you know, there's a million ways to skin a cat. You know, that's the old, or 1,000 ways to skin a cat. And it's the same way in the fish hobby. Father Fish will tell you exactly how to do it, but Corey will tell you a different way. You
Yep.
know,
And guess what? They both
both are experts, you know, and th- I think they don't like hearing somebody saying to do a planted tank or they don't like hearing other people's opinion. They want to be the guy that gives the opinions. So I think that's why they hate YouTubers. And then they hear some bad people out there because some people say some dumb stuff too,
yeah, everybody says it. I
But
mean, I've said something dumb here probably 3 times in this live stream alone.
yeah,
We
but
had
about
Father
fish.
Fish on Sunday. He was on Bob's show,
Oh,
and
I was throwing up all weekend long.
yeah, not
I
good.
was so sick.
But he's huge into plants.
Yeah.
Plants in a deep substrate, and I've got this big tank behind me. There's no plants and about this much substrate because I'm tired of the picking up the substrate right down to the glass. I don't care if it's 2 inches or 5 inches. They're going to clear it to the glass and pile it in the corners. And I'm like, God, I can't do it. Plus, they wouldn't let live plants live anyway. Uh,
Well,
June probably has a much better. I don't know if she keeps plants or not, but she's a much better fish keeper than I am. So I wouldn't be surprised if she can get away with it, but I cannot. I cannot do it.
I've been to Father Fish's place, and he doesn't have a lot of big fish. And the big cichlid tank, I don't think it had plants or he may have had gravel in there or something, but I don't think it was a true sand bed type deal with his
Because you can't
giant
do it.
tanky.
You cannot
Yeah,
do it.
so I don't think he would hold that against you. Did he?
Not really, but I didn't bring it up and he didn't bring it up because I have asked him about it on his shows a couple different times. And he's like, well, you could do this, you could try that. And, basically, I even tried using, you can't see them because they covered them over, but I bought stone. Can I see that? About that big, you know, and I covered the whole bottom so that they couldn't dig down. I figured they'd be too big for them to move around. They move them around. They move them around like they're nothing. They pick up these things that are almost as big as they are and just spit them out. And then I was like, oh my God, they're going to break the side of the tank.
Yeah. Well, my stupid Red Devil, I mean, he moves sand all over the place. So, I mean, he'll pile all the sand up on one side of the tank. He's just unbelievable. So
June confirmed what I believed. She said she does have plants in all her tanks, thanks to Stephen P. because he's the devil.
but Stephen P is an amazing
He
plant
really
man.
is. He sent me so many plants, and I have a feeling, even with the softener being bypassed, I I don't hold out much hope. They're looking a little peaked. So,
I'm
but he sent me a
I,
box. I mean, a box of stuff.
that's awesome. I wish I was 1/10 of a plant man as him. That's why I really wanted to go to that plant convention this year when it was close. And I totally missed it because I wanted to go to it last year when it was in Chicago. Because
And
it's
Jude says there's only
really, I mean,
101 ways.
oh, 101 ways. Oh, well. Well, I think there's more ways to keep fish than that. So, and I don't want to hear about skinning cats. Both
Man,
my
the last
cats are
time
in this room. Oh,
I
no, they're
skinned a
not. I
cat
left them
one time,
downstairs.
and we didn't kill it first, so it screamed out. I'm kidding, just kidding.
I Do you know how to field
Kidding.
dress a squirrel?
I don't know how to hunt. I don't do any of that stuff.
You take your squirrel and you lift his little front arms like this, and you squeeze as hard as you can up around its arms. Then you put your other hand like this, and you go, "Phew," and it all shoots out its butt.
Oh, fantastic.
Yep. I used to have to do that. I was hired one summer to do that in a orchard. Isn't that terrible?
That is.
But for a 14-year-old kid, it's a dream come true. To be able to
I,
be paid to shoot a 22 rifle at squirrels in an orchard. Sorry, guys. I hope you all don't hate me now. I wouldn't do it now. But
Not that he'd admit to anyway.
no, actually, and I never ate them. They asked us to field dress them and bring them to them because they, I guess, ate them. I
Bab
don't
said
know.
maybe it's
Gross.
because they're afraid that we'll post something negative about the store. I suppose, and then it's out there forever. But I mean, even bad publicity is good publicity, right? Isn't that the old saying? And then Benji
I
says, "Whip, does algae even grow in your tanks?" And yes, unfortunately, I do get to grow algae, string and blackbeard.
we Oinky and I have looked at visiting the Peas someday. We would look at the hotels in their town and everything. So Oinky though has been super, super busy this summer. She's helping her dad clean up a house, and she is like working her butt off because her dad's been kind of under the weather,
Right.
and
And
she's
then
doing it
that whole
all on her
move thing.
own.
Yeah. I mean, she just had to
So
move in too, right? She's made
well,
that public.
yeah, but she lived with her father for a while. She just,
Oh. So she just had a second place.
yeah.
Gotcha. So Jenna said, "Well, Ed, you could always just come and visit and get the plants in person."
Oh, I don't want to try to take advantage of getting plants from you. I just like to visit and have fun. And if you guys have a bunch of Girl Scout cookies on the side, I'll buy them. I I know they said their kids are out of Girl Scouts now.
So Nathan says, "Wait a minute, June, I don't get any credit for the plants you have." Apparently, he's giving her some plants too. Uncle
That's
Smiley
awesome.
says, "The simple fact is, no one style works for all fish, or people, or water. You know, everybody has different water
Oh,
parameters. I have liquid rock that is poisonous. I mean, I can barely keep fish alive, much less plants."
I can't keep crypts alive. I think I have one type of crypt downstairs in my wild molly tank.
Ed, you got to go.
No
You've been
other crypt.
invited
They
to the
all
people.
die.
You've been invited. You got to go.
Oh, definitely. So it's really weird. And like I've sent a lot of plants to Rico, and some of them do great, and some just die right away in his water.
Same. I
So
mean, he gave me probably something that you gave him, a chunk of it, guppy grass.
Yep, my
And
guppy grass.
before anything lived, other than, I shouldn't say it all dies. I have a Nubius and one sword plant in the community tank that didn't die. It has not died, but it has not grown a half inch. I mean, it is the same size I put it in there at 3 years later. I mean, it is literally the exact, it hasn't moved. It doesn't even look like it's changed at all. So clearly they're not thriving, but they're not dying. I've put Val in there. It just freaking dissolves into nothing.
You know,
But I put
my
the guppy grass in the guppy bin. I have a 40-gallon guppy bin. It's going crazy in there. The duckweed lives. I mean, it has. He just gave me a little tiny bit of duckweed that was clinging to the guppy grass, and now it's corner to corner, side to side. So
hate guppy weed or duckweed.
I leave it in there because it's the only thing that will grow, and it's. I'm assuming it's pulling out the nitrogen, or not nitrogen. Yeah, nitrates. Jeez.
I probably should do that. Well, if we don't play D&D, I think I'm going to work in the fish room, and I'll probably pull out about a pound of duckweed. It is unbelievable. I take a pick, like a hair pick, and I go over. When I used to have duckweed in about 10 of my, I think I had about 60 tanks when I had my heart surgery. And I didn't get to see my fish for about 2 to 3 months. And my dad took care of them the whole time. When I went back, there was duckweed in every one of my tanks. He would get duckweed on his hand, and then he'd wash it off in a tank that didn't have duckweed.
Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Corky says, so it's been like 15 minutes since Wib decided to pull the plug. Are you still hungry?
Oh, gosh. Well, Whip needs hours. So this is good.
I do. Can we get this to go over 2 hours? I think we're well over by now. I started
We're
at
at
11 my time, 11, 12. Oh,
we're
no.
at 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Yeah, we're almost at 3.
Yeah.
Dick says, I'm eating a meal a day. And then Crips do the best for me. Crips are doing
Yeah, a lot of
good.
people say.
Yeah, Riptab on the sword. I have them.
best for me.
It doesn't do any good. I don't know. I don't see any improvement when I, pump 2 or 3 of them in there. Nathan, your plants are in 2 tanks at the moment. This weekend, they go into the cave planters. It's going to take me a long time to get them all planted. Scotty says, I dream of the day I can see Ed Fish Room on stream.
You know what? It's gonna be happening soon. I'm gonna be I keep rearranging the fish room, and I want to make it so there's no more planted tanks on the bottom row anymore. Because my back is so bad, I can't bend over to see in them. So I'm slowly taking them outside and washing them out because they're almost all dirted tanks. It's really a pain. And, I begged my dad to help me. So we carry out both of it because it's pretty heavy to carry those dirted tanks out.
Right.
It's just
And you're not
dirty,
supposed to be lifting that anyway.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to even twist. So I count on my dad a lot for help, and he's awesome. And I'm just gonna have glass bottom tanks all along the bottom. I don't even know if I'll keep fixed lights on timers on the bottom. I'll probably just maybe rotate a light for when I have fry growing out in those tanks, and I'll throw I have lots of water sprite. Oh, wasp! I have a lot of water sprite. Does great in my water. Duckweed does great. Anubias, but Anubias isn't good for fry. Duckweed, or I've got lots of guppy weed or guppy grass rather. So, I'll throw a light on it just for a while the fry are growing out and then pull it. So I'm actually going to be reducing how many tanks I'm running.
And then it'll go right back up once you start getting into the fish room again on a more consistent basis. I don't know how that happens, but it just always happens. I'll tear down 3 tanks and then put 5 back up later.
Well, Like I got to set up a new tank in the fish room for these Liberty Mollies I got last week. I got 8 Liberty Mollies, and I'm a cheapskate in the auction. So as soon as it got to $12, I put my hand down, said I'm not paying more than $1.50 a fish. Bob was bidding on it. I didn't know it, and Bob won it for me.
Yep, he told us on Sunday.
I
Bob's a
think it
good
was
dude.
almost $50 or something that he
Holy
spent on
cow!
those. Yeah, but they're really cool. So, but he got super deals. Everything he got a bag of 10 beautiful platies for $5. I
Wow,
mean, he paid less than 50 cents a fish, and then he bought the second bag. I think it went for 10, so he paid about $1 a fish. Amazing.
I'm surprised he's still buying fish, because I mean, most his efforts seem to be going into the reptiles. I don't know, and this means this is no disparaging comment towards him. But for me, to have that many, like you, when you had 60 tanks, I would forget what I even have. I mean, there's no way I could dedicate enough time to really appreciate everything I've got. And like he's got multiple, like dozens and dozens of snakes. I'm like, how do you get like a personal one-on-one experience with any one of them if you have that many? For me,
Well, it's a lot easier when
I'm
you're retired.
true, but he's not retired anymore.
Well, he
I mean,
should be.
he's working more than me, I think. Hour wise.
Yeah, but that's just because he's lost his volunteers at his shop or at his but his doctors don't want him doing that. He's only supposed to be there, I think, 16 hours max.
Well, that's unfortunate. And
Yeah,
but
he's just
it's tough to rely on volunteers because life happens, and sometimes you can't give away your time anymore. You have to make money to live. So I get that.
yep. It's hard.
Nathan, we're
It,
gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna go another 6 minutes now that I've gone 24 past the pulling of the plug. We'll go a full 3 hours, and then I'm gonna just disappear on you. So
I'm gonna eat some golden grams for lunch.
I'm gonna eat this table if I don't eat pretty soon.
If I don't eat golden grams, I might ask my dad if he wants me to go pick up some wings for him. And then I'll eat wings.
What's Golden Grants? Is that a cereal?
Oh, those golden grams. Yeah, golden gram cereal. I got hooked on golden grams again about a month ago. We have a local ice cream shop called Zombies Ice Cream. And I got a Karen, which is a strawberry, vanilla, and golden graham sundae. Or I think it's Karen. I don't know. They're all named after the Walking Dead people. Oh, it's so good. And I got hooked on eating golden grams again. So, yep. But yeah, you got to go down to Chicago today or, downtown and have fun tonight.
I'm definitely going to do that. I can't thank you enough for reaching out to him because Sean was not getting, he didn't even see, according to the, how you get the little thing, whether they saw the IM or not.
Well,
Yeah, he didn't even see it. So
what the new thing that he's going to have me do is going to be similar to the old thing, and I was going to see if I could recruit you. When I was in Chicago, I was going to see if you'd want to help me out in
absolutely,
Chicago.
I'll
But
travel if they're willing to do that.
yeah,
I'll help you out.
well, so, but I don't think there was enough time to figure it out yet. So
To
maybe
put
we'll find
all
out
the
about
pieces
Daytona.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. That's why I kind of didn't expect an answer from Sean even because I just did it. I don't know. It was this week. It was Monday or Tuesday, and I'm like, that man, we're less than a week away for them to be able to put that together. I doubt that's going to happen. But then you talk to Robin, just like that.
Yep.
You just
Rob's awesome.
it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, he wants to bring it back to how it used to be, where YouTubers got to learn from each other and hang out with each other, make content, and you know, try not to have the burnout, because a lot of YouTubers quit after a year or two because they get such burnout. And
Said
Aquashell is
she
kind
had
of a way
coffee
to
and a
slow it
baroche.
down.
Baroche? I don't know what that is.
Oh, a
Some kind of
baroche.
bread.
It's a Czech thing. It's like a sausage in a roll. Or there's also most the Czechs don't do as much sausage. It's more of a Texas thing, because a lot of Czechs settled in Texas. But in the Czech Republic, it's normally fruits.
Look at
It's really good.
actually just named after someone who didn't like the strawberry shortcake and asked to see the manager. Shady says, "Whip, by the way, while I
Oh no,
was
it's
busy trying."
kolaches, I think. Kolaches are Czech, not baroche. Sorry.
That's all right. I think baroche are Italian. It sounds very
Yeah.
Italian.
I could ask my
Um,
dad. Kolache, I think is what they're called.
while I was busy trying to keep up with your chat, I overfilled one of my tanks, and if it wasn't for that alarm setup, I would have put gallons of water, 45 gallons. That would have been horrible.
Wow. You know,
Oh, I just
I
lost screen
bought
again.
I bought 3 of those alarms and I
Uh-oh.
never hooked them up. I got them from Gina's Reef at the Triple Crown,
Oh, okay.
and I never put them in. I don't know what
Triple
happened to
Crown
them.
or the Clash?
The Triple Crown.
Because she was at the Clash. I didn't go to the Triple Crown. That was the same
Okay.
weekend as my daughter's wedding. I had to make a choice.
Yeah. Stupid daughters. But yeah, I helped rent her spot. I rented a skeleton spot from her.
Oh, okay.
I had what's my stupid skeleton's name? Oh, what's that singer that dates Kelsey?
Oh,
The pop singer. I don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
her
I know who you're
music.
talking about. Everybody knows her.
I named my skeleton after her, and I can't think of what her stupid name is. And she's probably watching. No, she's not.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
I would go
Travis
over a
Kelsey is
million
one of my
subs
favorite players.
immediately. Yeah, why
Gosh,
can't I remember her name? She's the biggest
Taylor
country
Swift.
pop. Yes, there you go.
And my skeleton is Taylor Stiff.
Baroche is a sweet bread.
Yeah, I meant kolacha.
Baroche.
My bad.
Baroche. There is no E on the end. Baroche. What
Check
Koro
kolachas.
said. Brioche. Brioche. Instead of, I only pumped out about a half a gallon. Well, that's still a lot of water on the floor. If
They
you don't
almost
have one by the Clash, I will bring one to you with. Oh, you don't got to do that. Plus, I may not be going to the Clash, so I will know more later. But once the contract is announced and where we're going, I will have a better idea. Okay, it is 1:00, and I'm going to pull a plug. You got anything to say, Ed?
No, thank you for letting me hang out with you.
Oh, well, thanks for coming and hanging out with me. Mitty, we'll see you later. J Rock, oh, you come in at the last second. So, all right, everybody, it was a pleasure to have y'all here. Make time for the people in your lives that matter, and we will see you next Friday or sooner.
Bye.
Bye.